Hello there.
Hello
Welcome
there.
back to Han Took Shots First. This week we're discussing Obi-Wan Kenobi, parts 5 and 6. I'm Derrick.
I'm Jack.
I'm Bleep.
Are you Bleep here or are you Ryan here?
I'm Ryan.
He's been Ryan, but it doesn't matter.
It's whatever you feel like being.
Let the people figure it out.
He's a Bleep.
I'm Bleep, you're a Bleep, we're all Bleeps.
Equip myself with a beverage.
So we have a Manhattan here, right? Is there
Yes.
like a cocktail in Star Wars called like the Alderaan? Oh, it's got pop rocks in it. It just
the
blows itself out of the glass.
I was going to say the cocktail that's called the Alderaan is, I don't know, like flaming shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Can I get 1, 2, 3, 5 Death Stars, please? Tastes like genocide.
It's green. It's on fire. Because their laser's green, right?
Yep.
There used to be down at Shays, I think it was like a birthday type shot. They would put chartreuse on top or in a PBR, light that on fire. That's kind of like a Death Star right there.
You know what that is?
Sounds,
a Death Star.
that sounds like a Death Star because my butt's going to hurt.
I've got some chartreuse. Let's do it. Ugh, I don't have any PBR.
Why are you?
Why am I?
Like all the time we talk about like shitty stuff like Malort. And he's like, I got a bottle of Malort, dude. You want to do that? Chartreuse.
Chartreuse is wonderful for one particular cocktail, and it's the last word,
Okay.
which is a gin cocktail.
Okay.
And it's like chartreuse, gin, lemon.
I'm intrigued.
I think that's it. Maybe something
Okay.
else. Anyway, none of those things have anything to do with Star Wars except for the word Death Star, the phrase Death Star.
And we got Ryan back. You caught up on the season, right? So you
Yeah.
pretty much watched them all in one sitting, kind of.
Yeah. Like 2
How
or 3
awesome is
sittings.
that?
Yeah, pretty good to go all the
Yeah.
way through.
Yeah, like that's like 5 hours. You can
And
do
I
that.
had no memory of the old
Oh, it's less
watching,
than
so
5.
I really needed to brush back up. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
did
remembered
not-
that you liked it.
Yeah.
That's why you're here, because you really enjoyed this, right?
I mean,
Yep,
you've dressed
I did
up
like that
as
one.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Like pretty fucking well too.
I was like, right now? I've never seen Obi-Wan wear a Yellowstone shirt.
Not the show, all right? Not the show.
Get it right, dude. This is an OG Yellowstone location shirt.
Although the
This is a rip shirt.
the water
Team
spout the water spout thing.
Old Faithful, the
Old
guys
Faithful
are.
kind of looks like a mushroom cloud. So
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Old Faithful's what Kevin Costner calls himself on that show too.
not anymore.
No one's after my seed.
So we're talking about part 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, directed again by Deborah Chow. So, and you were talking about how one of the writers that was credited was the guy who wrote the 3 movies or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it is this Joby Harold guy because he's also credited as created by.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
it must be him.
I don't know if you heard that. It might have been an unreleased episode, but
Yeah, I didn't hear 3 and 4.
This
I don't think
was
they
written-
got released.
most of this story was written by a guy who did 3. He wrote 3 movies, is what he wanted, and then Disney came and was like, "We are doing." Besides all of COVID, they were already they wanted to own streaming. So that's why they flooded the market with shows. And they're like, well, everything that you guys have in development is now a show or a series instead of a movie. And so, yeah, we got kind of robbed of a 3 movies with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Hello there. Times 3.
Hello.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
And then the other guy who wrote this one is a guy named Andrew Stanton, who has not written any of the other episodes yet, but he's a Pixar writer. He wrote Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Wall-E.
Damn,
those are good
couple
ones.
of fucking biggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to stick to, I mean, this episode's good, but he needs to stick to animation because the live action movie I noticed in his credits was John Carter.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't
Taylor Kitsch. It's a really early, not movie, but the book. I think
Yeah,
it was
John Carter. on
really
Mars.
early, like proto superhero.
Okay.
He goes to another planet with less gravity than Earth, so he can jump really high and far. That's it.
Yeah, it's like Conan in space.
Conan can jump really high and far.
No, it's like Conan in space.
Oh, okay, in space.
In space. So this one's interlaced with these flashbacks with Anakin and Obi-Wan training
Also,
together.
I am just gonna apologize because we did watch both in a row, so I'm gonna conflate a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Try
Well,
not
I
to.
think people have figured it out by now.
Yeah.
When we're doing the shows, we're doing 2 episodes at a time, unless it's a brand new show like Acolyte.
Yeah.
But yeah, these flashbacks between what appears to be like either the end of or like right during the Clone Wars movie or the Attack of the Clones, or I don't know, a retirement home.
You just think the end of the Clone Wars is here because of those fucking hard lines.
Well, he's got hands.
Oh, true.
Anakin's got both hands.
True.
So it's still like episode 2 era, even though he does not look young.
He does not.
And I mean, I can complain about that or I can complain about de-aging. I don't think I can complain about both. So,
but that's just a funny move to me. Is like, you have the technology.
Yeah.
You didn't even run a filter over this.
They
dude.
tried and it just didn't work.
He's got more.
He looks like Woody from Toy Story. And the guy's like, what? I wrote that.
Keep it.
He's got more baggage under his eyes than a fucking bellhop.
We mentioned on one of these other episodes, but he looks older than Ewan McGregor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he looks pretty
Yeah,
old,
but
especially
Ewan
in that fight
McGregor-
right there, the duel
Yeah.
sparring, whatever it is.
Ewan McGregor's in that
Scientology club.
cult. He's in that-
Scientology.
Is he?
No.
Oh, I
Oh,
hope
I was
not.
just saying he's in that cult with Paul Rudd and Tom Cruise, but you know,
That's
the
why I went
no-aging cult.
Scientology. I hope he's not Scientologist.
I don't think he
really
is.
don't think he is.
No, he seems like a good guy.
What's her name wouldn't be with him?
Oh yeah, what's her name?
Mary
Elizabeth Winstead.
It's every time he can't remember the first name and I only know Mary. So like every time I'm Mary and he just fucking I just said it and he spikes it home.
Yeah, I've heard him do like the guy from that thing, and one of you two answer it instantly. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
We all start to speak our like each other's languages now.
The guy from that, Luke Wilson. Yep.
You know, the guy with the face.
Oh, Nick Cage. He's got two faces.
But yeah, so basically we see Reva getting promoted to Grand Inquisitor for tracking Obi-Wan, and she tells Vader that they're on Jabim.
Yep.
So that's where they're going. So on Jabim, we have Haja back, barely.
Oh, yeah.
He's back
Yeah.
though.
We love this guy.
I love
Yep.
he's like, yeah, I've been on the run since I had to fight that Inquisitor chick. Now I know just what it's like being a Jedi, and it's rough.
All right, here's an idea. Here's a Disney show called The Path. And it's Haja and Roken
Yeah.
just going and finding Jedi because you can do or Force sensitive. Now everybody can die.
Yeah.
Like we talked about before, when you have Obi-Wan and Leia and Luke, we know who can't die. So your threats towards them are all false. If you have Haja and a couple others, like they don't make it past this trilogy, they could be dead anytime now.
Like Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One's amazing for that.
Are we on Alderaan yet? That's the name of it.
All the wrong places.
Um,
Alderaan.
I did read a
Alderaan
thing.
so far away.
Speaking of the path,
Uh-huh.
I read a theory that somebody was writing, because people just write stuff, that maybe Jude Law in Skeleton Crew, people are already thinking he's not a Jedi.
Jod Nawood.
Well, they think he's not a Jedi, and they think that that's not his real name, because I guess in some interview he said his character goes by many names.
I know the quote was it's one of his names.
Yeah.
So that could be referring to what you're talking about, or he could be like it's Nawood. I got 3 fucking names.
Just
It
call me
sucks.
Nawood.
Or they're like, we saw the feedback, and we're gonna have him have multiple names after that.
Yeah.
Well, I read 2 theories. One was that he could be this guy whose name I can't recall that was very important in the Thrawn trilogy, The Heir to the Empire, which would be like the last piece they need.
Darius
Yes.
Sayoboth.
Yes, that's right. I was reading it and I was like, promotions.
Darius Sayoboth.
Lots of apostrophes. But it was saying that like that's kind of the last piece they need to get the Heir of the Empire story in order.
Well, I can kind of debunk that a little bit in the sense that Ray Stevens' character in Ahsoka is based off of Sayoboth.
Yeah, but they're changing stuff up. Plus, that
Yeah.
guy's dead.
Yeah. Whoa. Easy. Love that guy.
Yeah, he was
I
cool
know.
in that.
It's gonna be tough to replace, but I'm throwing 2 names in there: Liev Schreiber and played Ed Stark, Sean Bean.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, can't think of the guy's name now. Doesn't matter. Anyway, the other thing I
Context clue could have helped.
read, he's in the movies.
Uh-huh.
I think he's in Avatar stuff.
Oh,
He's an old guy.
Old guy.
Yeah. For
Oh,
years,
Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang. Thank you. See, we finished it
There
up.
we go.
We finish each other's sandwiches.
I thought he'd be a good Cable before they cast
I
Josh Brolin.
100%
so.
agree.
But the other thing I read is that they were saying that maybe he's like a child of the path. So
Okay.
he's someone who was helped to survive by them, and he's still on the run. Because he's a Force user, but he's not a Jedi.
I don't want them to ignore the path. I do like it. I think you got a lot of meat there, story-wise. And if you're not doing a series, you're dumb. You could do a video game, comic book, anything.
I'm sure they've done a comic book by now.
Probably.
I don't keep up.
Probably. I don't either.
So they go to Jabiim. The Empire goes to Jabiim. They lock down the facility by activating Lola to go in and zip-zap some stuff.
I hate it. How come no one's looking at her eye as red? Red means bad. Check your droid's eyes, dude.
Well,
all the time.
Speaking of that, this entire episode is Leia up in the vents trying to figure out how to fix the thing. It's a red circuit. Okay, so she's just staring at it for 45 minutes.
Flipping
and then at the end, she's
wires.
like, there it is. I'm like, yeah, the big red light.
The one that's been red the whole time?
Yeah, but, you know.
Stupid baby.
Children don't know anything. She's colorblind, dude.
It's a good thing she's on the bomb squad.
So they lock down the facility, and they're like, Reva tells him, like, you're not going to be able to break them. They can hide in there for days. They have supplies. And he's like, I'm not trying to break them. Yeah, he's trying to break Obi-Wan. Because fuck that guy.
Yeah, he took my arm, my legs, my woman, the high ground. Fuck that guy.
Put me next to a burning river.
Didn't even have the fucking balls to kick me in.
Which we get to again next episode. But
I mean, Ryan, isn't that correct? Like, wouldn't you, if that's your friend, you have to fight him, why leave him dying next to the lava and suffering for X amount of time? Force push him in, right?
Yeah, it's pretty evil.
It's the merciful thing to do.
It is.
Yeah.
You're a Jedi.
It's more evil to leave him laying there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe someone will save him and he'll realize the error of his ways.
And it gave Hayden Christensen like 3 more lines that we didn't need.
Crackle, crackle. What was that? Sorry, I'm wood and I'm burning. Obi-Wan finds a box of lightsabers and robes. I'm assuming Jedi that they've tried to help and haven't made it or something.
Oh, I took it more as they did help him. Like
Okay.
it's hard to hide with a lightsaber and a Jedi robe, right? Unless you're
Okay.
Obi-Wan on Tatooine, it's impossible. So I think it's them like, all right, I'm shedding this and I'm going to go try to live a normal life.
Well, why wouldn't they take their robes? That's how you hide in Star Wars.
Yeah, it depends where you are, I guess.
Reva shows us next episode.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, I have to hide now.
But where
Hood.
is she?
Tatooine.
There you go.
People on Tatooine love hoods.
Because they're all fuck ugly.
But yeah, so Lola locks them in, and Obi-Wan's like, well, he's going to attack us. He's not going to be patient enough for... I can't talk the way he does. He hasn't the patience for a siege.
Exactly.
He's so regal.
He had no patience for the siege. I think these stormtroopers might be, actor-wise, the 501st.
Okay.
Like, it's a group of cosplayers that are super fucking strict. Like, you don't just join. They inspect your movie-quality costume and props. And you can be
So they
booted out
name themselves after the ones that killed all the kids on...
Yeah. they named themselves after Vader's fist.
Okay.
Is what they went by. But these guys, the reason I think it's them is because there is an episode in Mando, I want to say it's season 1, where they have a bunch of stormtroopers, and Lucas was just, or Disney was like, we don't have that many costumes. It's going to take us a while. And they put the feelers out, and all these guys came and did it for free that time. Now they get paid when they show up. But I think the first time, like, yeah, we'll be in a Disney Star Wars movie for free. No problem.
Yeah, we're saving you a lot of money, so could you just at least give us like good craft services?
We'll feed you. You get a free ticket to Disneyland.
Oh man, those guys shit themselves.
Yeah.
You get to go to Disneyland. You have to pay to go to Disneyland, but you get a free lightsaber.
Ooh, that's worth its weight, baby. Well, $258.
We've got Kraft macaroni and cheese services for you guys.
Just Kraft cheese singles. You still have to unwrap them though, and also keep your armor on.
We did make macaroni, and we do have Kraft cheese. You figure it out.
Oh God, it's just so white trash. It's a fucking hot single melting over fucking macaroni noodles.
And we don't have water to boil the noodles, so good luck.
Just rolling up crunchy macaroni into a Kraft single and eating it.
Oh man, that reminds me of ramen in elementary school.
Some Italian dude just crying. Just thinking about that image.
Mamma mia.
No, you don't eat the pasta uncooked. What's wrong with you?
Not even a
Kraft
spicy
single,
meatball.
no.
But we flash back again, and it's all kind of tying into what Obi-Wan's thinking about. So this one is he's training. The whole thing is a lightsaber battle.
Yes.
But it's all the stuff he's saying to Anakin that's involving what's going on now. So here he's telling him.
I wonder where she gets that from.
Candy, it's enough. Hey,
one more.
She turned around. She thought about it.
She's like, did you hear that? Jack gave me permission for one more.
But he's telling him, you're too aggressive, and the Jedi's goal is to protect life, not end it.
Which he is, dude. He is fucking hacking.
Yeah,
at your buddy, your pal.
Yeah, he's fighting like Vader, which we didn't see in that original trilogy or prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I pulled a George Lucas again.
I had it written down. The form that he uses, which escapes me, him being Anakin, is one that a lot of people were like, why are you learning that? Because it specifically was for combat. Because he liked sparring, but also because he's aggressive and yada, yada.
Yeah.
But, at the time, there was no Sith Lords to speak of that they thought. So they're like, why are you training to fight other people?
Yeah.
You should be doing fucking Form 3, which is Obi-Wan's.
You know all of them?
No, there's 7.
I was like, go.
No way. No fucking way. I'd have to read it. I mean, obviously, Form 3 is just like the one that Obi uses, so it's the one I know the most, but it's the most common. It's supposed to be for a peaceful Jedi deflecting blaster bolts.
Okay.
And shit like that. Not for, hey, I can spar you.
Yeah, or laying siege to something.
Yeah.
Or,
Mace Windu
all
invented the
unoffensive.
one that he uses, which is like lethal.
He also invented the purple lightsaber.
Yeah, he did. And that hilt
It says bad. Oh, it does.
It does
doesn't
actually
You
say
did
bad
that in an
motherfucker on the
episode,
hilt.
yeah.
You'll never see it, but Samuel L. Jackson kept that fucking thing.
I was reading that High Republic book. It's called Light of the Jedi, by the way. I couldn't remember the name in the past. I just thought of it because of this, because last episode, 2 episodes ago, whatever, we were talking about Reva deflecting the blasts from the speeder.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be easy, but in Light of the Jedi, one of these guys, he is like a 3-century-old Jedi, but he deflects a blast from like a full-on Corvette.
Okay.
But I mean, barely. He barely does it.
But it's doable.
Yeah.
They were more powerful back then anyway.
That's true. These guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They're like changing the vectors of shit in space.
There's a motherfucker that
Two of these
starts
dudes
a
made it
force
rain.
storm. Yeah. Like, makes it rain. Like, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's the shit I was hoping to see. Not to get off track again, but that's the kind of shit I wanted to see in Acolyte more.
Yeah.
When they were like, oh, it's the High Republic. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Force rain.
But it's like the late High Republic.
Yes.
Because all that stuff I'm reading is like 100 years before.
Yeah. That's a young Vanestra Rowe.
So, back when she was only 100.
She had hair.
Did she?
Yeah.
I chose that book because it's like, this is where Vanestra Rowe's introduced. I haven't met her.
It's even like the very end.
But there's a bunch of Santecas running around.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's not this. We'll talk about that
I'm
on
just
our...
so happy that Derrick says things like this now.
I don't even know what a Santeca is. So.
They are a family. Do you remember episode 7, Force Awakens?
A little bit.
At the very beginning, Max von Sydow the great Max von Sydow, gives a piece of thing to Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaacs, and he's like, "This will begin to make it right." The Santecas were a family that kind of invented hyperspace lanes.
Yeah, they discovered the.
They mapped it. They mapped it, and so they're a really rich family.
Oh, okay, but they're humanoid.
Yeah, they're human.
Yeah,
they're human. It just sounds
that,
like they're not.
We'll save all that for Mos Eisley Minute. I don't know. We'll have special episodes where we just talk about shit.
Yeah, cut that out and put it somewhere else.
But so they launch the attack, the Empire does, and Obi-Wan's like, look, all we have to do is defend our position.
Way to Yoda that delivery.
The Empire does.
Start the attack, the Empire does. Waka waka.
Well, now I need to see
Thank
Fozzie
God.
as Yoda.
It has to exist, right?
Take only what you need in this cave. Waka waka. You will be.
Did you just
Rubber
fight yourself,
chicken?
dude? Well, now he's just George
Rubber
Lucas.
chicken.
But Obi's like, look, all we gotta do is defend our position together long enough that we can get the fuck out of here. It'll be fine, guys.
We got Leia working on it, dude. She's got to find a red circuit breaker. How long could it take?
Yeah, well, because she's a little tiny kid and they need to go in the vents. And Hajja's the one who says it, and Ice Cube Jr. is like, dude, I'm not fitting in an event.
Yeah.
Do I look like John McClane?
He's like, no, I don't have to. Obi-Wan's like, get her a ladder. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, he's doing important stuff. Anybody else? Hey, you back there sitting at the computer, arbitrarily pushing buttons. Can you get this little kid a ladder?
A person standing in the background right now.
Yeah.
Just
hey,
standing.
you consoling your daughter. Let her go. Get a ladder.
Someone does say, right away.
Right away, sir.
So they're blasting at this door with like a fucking mounted cannon.
Yeah, I want to say it's an E-Web, but I could just be wrong.
You're right to me because I don't know.
I don't think E-Webs are double barrel, but it's a big fucking heavy gun.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's
big old nuclear looking rounds that they're throwing in there.
It's melting this door. But it turns out lightsabers are stronger.
Yeah, duh.
Obi-Wan gets a message from Bail Organa, who's like, I know I said not to call you,
but here's an
you haven't called
information
me."
dump for anybody that finds this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go help. Hey, Anakin had 2 kids. You're rescuing one of them. The other one's on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check on him with Owen Lars. Address 511 Dirt Street. In case you didn't catch that.
Maybe
On Vaporator Lane.
maybe this message getting into the hands of Reva is why Leia in episode 4 is very like cagey and doesn't say anything about knowing who Obi-Wan is when she sends the message, because she's like, well, I learned my dad sent a message and that didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't send messages with any information.
And he says it in the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. He's just like, we
Kinda.
can't talk about it. But I mean, maybe it's a combination of that and then her dad being like, look, just don't send messages
Loose
with
lip
important
sync ship.
information.
You should have seen the fuck up I got that little Luke kid into.
Don't get drunk and text eggplants to people in your phone. It's going to get you in trouble.
If you're going to share a dick pic, use Snapchat.
So yeah, he mentions he's going to Tatooine. Tala tells us a story about how she helped murder 4 families.
Yep.
So
She thought she was doing the right thing by the Empire. They
Yeah.
said they were like agitators, resistors, back tax owers.
Yeah,
And it turns out they're all force sensitive.
yeah, and then they just murdered all of them.
Yep.
All the kids, all the men, all the women.
I
the
very
dog.
much enjoy her
the
like as a
parakeet.
character. The neighbor's dog. No, I like her. It's acted really well, but just a strong character of that. Hey, look, I thought the Empire was doing good. Like that's what we did. We joined.
Yeah,
I was trying to be patriotic. Turns out I was a fucking bootlicker and mostly Gestapo.
yeah,
We had to Gestapo that.
it happens
It happens.
often.
Yep. Life imitates art, or
We'll
something.
just leave that there. So Obi-Wan decides to buy some time by negotiating with Reva, and immediately she's like, if you're trying to buy time, it's not gonna work.
It already is. What?
But this is where he discovers that basically he realizes she's not helping Vader.
How
She's
could
trying to
you-
get close to him.
Because how could you have known Anakin was Vader?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you were there. And you were.
And he's close enough to her now. Maybe he's now in touch with the Force more.
I think that's
So maybe
more.
he's
I think
feeling
that's more
vibes.
it. He's just been not even slowly, but steadily connecting again to the Force.
Yep.
Yeah, and they flash back to that scene from the beginning of the first episode, and she was the young black girl that was there, as
Yeah.
we suspected the whole time.
Even the first viewing of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she will grab her gut a little bit.
Well, because why show that scene if it, because they don't bring it back at any other point,
Just to
so-
make if it's not. I think what they're trying to pretend they're doing is look at how evil Anakin was. Look how intimidating he was.
And so what exact point? This is part of Order 66?
Yeah,
This
this was
is-
Order
this
This
66,
is. Okay,
yeah.
so what? At
This is
what
actually
point in the
cleaning up-
timeline then?
Well, this is
As
right
far
after.
as
I'm assuming it's like
episode
right
3 goes.
right
In
after he
episode
killed
3.
the other younglings. Like, could they show him go into those younglings? The ones like,
Okay.
"Oh, you're here to help us, Master Anakin." Chopped in
So
half.
same time
So-
as that.
Yeah, and then he
right
goes
there.
to this other training room,
And then right before he goes to Mustafar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
That's
this is
the
the last
lava
thing he
planet.
does. Yep.
Okay.
It's the last thing he does before he goes to Mustafar. Mufasa.
So my phone, when I typed Mustafar for my notes, changed it to Mufasa. And I was like, I don't even write about
Go
the
to
Lion King.
Mufasa.
We own all that the lava touches.
But don't go to that dark spot over there.
What about that green area? We don't go there.
That's a Tauntaun
It's
graveyard.
chic. Tauntaun graveyard. Closer to a band.
Whoopi Goldberg's
Yeah.
there.
Whoopi Goldberg's everywhere, dude.
So she survived by playing dead. Well, Whoopi Goldberg's in a different space show. She's in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
Come
that's
on,
right.
guys.
No, was it
Different-
Next Generation?
Was it Next Generation?
I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg's
I
on a
think we talked
spaceship,
about
though.
this on another episode. It was either this
repeat
or
character, yeah.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
she is
man.
on Next
I gotta watch
Generation.
it.
Wasn't she a
that.
higher being? Like she's not human, right? She's a.
But she I'm pretty sure she runs a bar,
Oh yeah.
and I got her confused with the
CCH
sharp teeth
Pounder.
guy who I said that last time, and you had to look it up, and I don't remember the name of. But the guy with the ears and the sharp teeth that runs
Oh,
the bar
yeah,
on Deep
yeah,
Space
yeah,
Nine.
yeah, yeah.
I always get them mixed up.
Testicle head.
One of them there, Star Trek's. But that's a
podcast.
different star.
different podcast.
But so
Goodbye
she
that.
survived by playing dead, feeling her friends go cold on top of her dead or her stabbed body, which is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic imagery for this Disney show. I like
Yeah.
it. I'm not complaining about
and
that.
he's like, I'll help you hunt Vader down. I'll help you with what you're trying to do. And she's like, will you? Because where the fuck were you when all my friends were killed?
I was fighting him.
Yeah, I was. Well,
The
Well,
one that I created.
he was on Utapau.
The one that I
Yeah.
trained.
I was on Utapau with a bunch of Jedi who couldn't formulate a plan and got slaughtered immediately.
That was Genosha.
No. I'm talking about when they got jumped when they all come down in the ring and then they get surrounded and killed immediately.
That's Genosha.
No, Genosha is the clone planet, right?
No, that's Camino.
God, I don't know.
Don't fuck around, Derrick.
It was he was talking to an Utapauan.
They're called Powans.
Whatever. He's talking to Bruce Spence.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
I know what I'm talking about. I just don't know where I am or who they are.
Hey, there was a Powan in this show till he got killed off.
Or did he?
What are the Powans?
The Grand Inquisitor,
Oh,
with
okay.
the lines in
Yeah.
the face. In episode 3 and in the cartoons, they all have much taller, elongated heads.
Well, in episode 3, he also had ridges like a ruffle, and this one doesn't. He's more like a
Okay.
laze.
And
Yeah.
they just have Bose headphones on, wireless Bose headphones
Yeah.
all the time.
Because they have super sensitive bat-like ears and
Ah,
are
so it's
normal.
reverse headphones.
Exactly.
It's fucking noise cancelers going
They're
on.
earplugs that go over your ears.
So she stabs right through this door, and Obi-Wan pushes her back, and then they get in, and there's a big shootout.
And this is the dumbest battle ever. Everyone is standing 3 feet from each other, no cover, just shooting. Like, I really, really dislike this. This, to me, is someone that doesn't know action. Because, I mean, it literally is British and fucking American colonial people with lasers shooting right at each other
Yeah.
with no cover, and it's so dumb.
Let's all line up. 3, 2, 1, commence.
No, you're behind a box. Stand up.
Well, especially the stormtroopers and the Empire, all the troops, they would have been exposed no matter what. So probably
Sure.
you dig in harder as
Sure,
resistance.
absolutely. Like a fucking tick.
Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking about it. Obi-Wan is doing a decent job. He's deflecting blasters and shit. He's doing more work than anybody else there.
Yeah.
But from what I know about Jedi, shouldn't he be able to just kind of run through these dudes?
Yeah.
And just take them all out?
Yep.
Or at least a good portion
At
of them?
least he would be able to take out some until Reva got there. Reva
He's
got
gaining his strength, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
He
you
still
know,
should be
he's-
able to dominate these guys.
Yeah.
If he's able to deflect this many blaster bolts in a row.
I mean,
and
you
he
see him
is,
taking down the Death Trooper guys. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Good job calling them Death Troopers. They're also known as Purge Troopers, but Death
that was the other
Troopers.
one. I remember Death Trooper because it sounds cooler.
Yeah, absolutely.
the few black ones that there
Uh-huh.
are during
Yeah.
this time. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the people are retreating into the tunnels.
Did you catch O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s weapon?
Oh, yeah, he's using a Wookiee
He's got a bowcaster blaster.
bowcaster. There you go.
Yeah.
Bowcaster blaster.
That just sounds fun to say it that way.
Yeah, I noticed it because I always think about it when the Wookiees use it. I'm like, what's the point?
There's a whole visual dictionary we could talk about. Those little fucking focusing lenses on the end really bring home that big old bada boom.
Okay.
I mean, you see it get used in episode 7.
Yeah, no, I remember it. I was just like, why have a crossbow when you're just shooting a laser like all the guns?
I
That
mean,
just
the-
seems like a harder thing to carry around.
The first answer is that George Lucas thought it looked cool, or Ralph McQuarrie
Yeah.
probably drew up the concept art.
Well, he's from like a green planet, so he'd have like a crossbow, right? That sounds good to me, man.
Wait, is Ralph McQuarrie from fucking oh, goddamn, I forgot the motorcycle.
He's an
movie.
artist from the 70s, so I assume he sounds like
Is
he's
he,
high.
is he from Easy Rider?
Yeah. It just sounds cool,
He's
man.
from a green planet, man. He's got a bowcaster nobody else does.
He's Dennis Hopper. They retreat into the tunnels. Tala gets shot and kind of takes point. Ned B gets killed.
I get sad here.
Yeah.
I always love a good a loyal robot. I mean, it's the equivalent of having like a really dope ass pet die.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
he knows it too because he's like moving forward when he's getting blasted, but he looks back kind of at everybody running away, and he keeps moving forward.
Yeah. I
So-
really enjoyed him fucking rocking 2 dudes with his fists because, like, he's a loader bot, so he's super fucking strong. He throws one of them into the ceiling and rocks come tumbling down, and he launches the other one down the hallway. And I think we get part of a Wilhelm scream here.
Yeah, it did sound like a part or a modified.
Like, yeah, well, this is we've talked
They've been
about.
trying to do a different.
They've been
one.
trying to retire the Wilhelm scream, and they have 4 different ones.
Okay, I did hear a modification, a variation.
Yeah.
When he throws that dude, he's just like, it's like lifting a crate, except for it weighs 180 pounds
He just likes
instead
throwing
of 700 pounds.
He actually was trying to gently press him against the roof. He was like, oh, there we go. He's dead.
But she shoots out the control panel, locking Obi-Wan in.
I kind of laughed at that part. Just because it's like you could shoot a door and shoot a lock and it opens or closes, whatever you need.
Look, whatever the door is
right?
at that time.
Yes,
shooting panels to close and open.
Whatever state the door is in, shooting the panel will make
The
it be in the other
opposite.
state.
Yeah.
So if Obi-Wan's on the other side, can he shoot the lock and it opens? Like if he's shooting the other side's lock,
But he doesn't have a
You'd
blaster.
think.
lightsabers just melt it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with sabers.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's
You
different
guys-
technology.
You gotta throw them and hit it with the hilt. Not
Blasters
the
are
saber
actually
part.
shooting out little tiny keys.
Ooh, this is new lore to me.
But she's got a what are these things called? The bomb,
Thermal detonator.
thermal detonator, and she just blows the shit out of all the dudes that are left.
But she holds on to it instead of throwing it at them.
Yeah.
Which, that's why Reva's still alive.
Maybe she wants to just make sure she's dead. She's like, look, I'm going to take them with me.
I'm with you,
But
but
I
I think
don't
Ryan
want-
just
almost
nailed
no one
it.
dies.
You could. Well, no, I
There's
think
like
that front
4
wave. That
there's a
front
bunch-
wave died.
There's
but-
like, I don't know, not that many stormtroopers are laying there when they go back through. Not a ton,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
And Reva was so close.
yeah,
that
throw it
she-
right to her like a baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she was worried Reva would like force deflect it into the door and then it would open.
Look at this guy fucking doing my
Yeah,
job.
but then O'Shea Jackson's going to come play Wookiee of the Year, and he's going to hit that bitch out of there.
funky butt loving.
So after she sacrifices her life so he can escape, Obi-Wan decides to give himself up to Vader.
Yeah, because he knows he'll never stop. He wants, and I think O'Shea Jackson Jr. is mostly right. He's like, dude, he's not going to stop till he wipes out the entire path.
Yeah.
Except it turns out he is wrong.
I mean, I think he's right, except for like once he wipes out Kenobi, then he'll worry about the path. Because he's not even worried about them, I don't think. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, I can crush those dudes.
He is very focused on
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. I mean, we talked about it in one of the other episodes. He's kind of been reinvigorated by this, and maybe in an evil way, but he's like, oh man, I haven't felt this fucking good in so fucking long. I want to kill him.
From
so
some of
bad.
the stuff we see and some of the ways he acts, I think for him, Obi-Wan is representing like the last of Anakin. So
Yes.
he's like, if I kill Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
then I will be, because he's trying to get rid of what's left of his old self. I mean,
Because we learned he still has good in him.
You see it in
Yeah.
the next episode. You see a quick flash of real Anakin. So it's like, but he's trying his hardest to kill him, and he even from a certain point of views himself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if all old acquaintances, masters, everything of that old life is dead, then
Yeah, exactly.
you're new.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Obi-Wan, his old
It's not
master.
gonna sit in your mind.
Exactly.
And fucking torment you and try to bring you back to the good side, light side.
I know you're still good. No, I'm not.
Good.
You're still good. I mean, shit.
There's good in you. No. Never mind.
So while Leia's digging around in a bunch of wires that look really safe,
Still?
Lola's there hiding from her. So you can see that she's there. Somehow she's looking for a red circuit. She doesn't see the big red circuit. She doesn't see the flying red droid.
So dumb.
This kid's an idiot or colorblind or both.
I can't even force explain this.
I can't tell if she looks like a 10-year-old playing a 5-year-old or a 5-year-old playing a 10-year-old, but she kind of looks like a little person running around every now and then.
Do
but,
yourself a favor and look up her IMDb photo. Like, she is such a 90s sitcom 25-year-old. I'll bring it up while Derrick goes on real quick because it's just a funny image.
But basically, he surrenders. Reva calls down Vader, and he's like, well, you're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you. This is our chance.
This is it.
And so why would I trust you? And he's like, why wouldn't you? What else you got? What are you going to do?
You have no other choice.
Yeah. He says all he'll see is me. He won't even notice you sneaking up on him because he's too laser focused on me.
Which would be true if you stayed.
Which would also be true if she took the opportunity she was given.
Obi-Wan kind of fucks her, but you're right. He kind of fucks her because he's like, I'll bring him to you and we can do it together. Bye. You're my favorite Jedi. Okay, bye.
And then in this flashback, he's telling Anakin, your need for victory blinds you.
Yes.
So that's what this is all about. It's like, I have to win.
Your need to prove yourself will be your undoing.
Yeah. So Leia,
Which it was.
Leia rescues Lola pretty quickly because Lola comes out and starts buzzing in her face. Like, I don't know what this little fucker's going to do.
I know, it's like, God, I wish I had saw blades like fucking R2.
She has no offensive capabilities. She's got a little zappy thing.
I didn't know she got a zappy, does she?
I think that's how she short-circuited the thing. Maybe she just stuck like a piece of metal in there.
And is it,
like
what is
like
it,
a light
restraining
socket.
bolt or restraint bolt?
Restraining
Yeah,
bolt.
she finds a restraining bolt and takes it off. And Lola's like, oh, thank God. That choke collar was killing me.
I never got a safe word.
So Vader is pursuing Obi-Wan through the tunnels, as Vader does, much like Jason, very slowly.
Yeah, and methodically.
Leia unlocks the door. They should have already all been on the ship.
Yeah.
Like, the door starts to open, the bay, and they're like, okay, everybody on the ship. I'm like, no, you should have all been on the ship, except for the people who were actually doing things.
This is what you do.
The defenders should be...
all the women and children that are sitting in the back scared should have been on the fucking ship.
Yeah.
Well, and there was a bunch of old dudes, too, but...
Because the main door where Empire is and the roof are the only ways out, supposedly, right? So,
so
you might as well be on the ship.
It is really fucking cool because they take off as soon as Vader walks in. He pulls this fucking transport ship
Rip
down.
it from the sky.
Yes, like Force Unleashed. And not only that, not only does he pull it down, he just tears chunks out of the side of this thing.
Like
this is the most
fucking
powerful
drunken hobo opening a can of sardines. He just heals this thing.
God, I want to eat this leftover burger.
I'm gonna eat the wrapper. It's like David Hasselhoff with the burger, calling his daughter a fat pig or something. He's just
But when he rips it all open,
we've all been there, except for calling your daughter a fat pig. We've all been there.
He rips it open and then
that was Alec Baldwin. Oops.
sees another ship in the background that takes off because that was a decoy.
Dummy ship, you dummy.
You dummy. We do another flashback. Obi-Wan steals Anakin's lightsaber, and this is when he tells him, your need to prove yourself will be your undoing.
Yep.
And so Vader moves on to trying to prove himself because he doesn't learn a goddamn thing.
Why didn't Reva just go up behind Vader and just ignite the saber, like in his back?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. She blew her opportunity because he was completely distracted with Obi-Wan. She waited until he found the decoy ship, saw them take off, and then snuck up on him.
Yep.
Although it might not have mattered because...
He's on to her from day one.
Yeah, we find out that he knew the whole time who she was.
Yeah.
So
I love this fight. This is cat and mouse, dude. I mean, like, she's swinging a lightsaber and he's force stopping it.
I love there's the little detail of like him using his hands for the force stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's much like watching like an anime or something where the person's really good and they just kind of like put their hand out and like flip and do stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys can't see me pantomiming, but like the real stiff movements, but they're real small, and it like stops the young person who doesn't know what they're doing. He's doing that, but without making contact because he's doing it for the force. He literally puts his hand up and she stops, and then he just kind of like flicks his wrist and she goes flying.
It's so
and then
effortless.
Any lightsaber moves are effortless. They're the most efficient, easy.
Yeah.
Well, even here, like he doesn't even have the lightsaber yet, and she goes to the fucking Inquisitor, the Inquisitor move, get both blades out and started spinning.
She starts out with the one. And then she takes out the other one and she's just using it as like a double-sided lightsaber, which I'm like, cool, because the spinning thing we determined previously is just for intimidation for the normies.
Yeah.
But then she switches to spinny, and I'm like, that's not going to do.
I think it's
I liked it
resort.
as the duel looked pretty dope. Like,
yeah,
I
I think when she does
Looking
the
like a
spinning,
bow.
I think she's maybe thinking more as like a shield.
Yeah.
Because if he throws anything at her or if he goes for her, that's in the way.
But he straight up just fucking pauses that spin with his hand. Like forces it.
Yeah, like you sticking your hand in a fan.
And I love this. Been there. But then I love this part because he takes it from her, turns it into two, and throws her one.
Which answers my question from previously. It's two kyber crystals.
Yep. And he's just not done with you yet, man.
Because he has the two, he fights her a little bit, and then he tosses her one.
Uh-huh.
And then she fights him, and he just takes it back. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to give credit to the actress here because I know she got a lot of shit online just because Star Wars fans suck. This entire series, she's had her face very angry. Like, right, you know what I mean? She's held a lot of tension in her face. And now that she's kind of on her knees and defeated and Vader's approaching her, and it cuts to her being a little kid with Anakin approaching her, her face is completely different. It is dropped. It is a little childlike fear that like she portrays it very well.
And earlier she did look chest puffed up and something to prove and like a scared little kid. And they mentioned that. She mentions it to Leia at one point. I don't know if we've got there yet. Or it was another episode.
I think
it was an older episode.
That was when she was
where she's like,
her,
the ones who act the toughest are the scaredest.
Yep.
I know this. And it kind of brings it back to that. Now she's childlike looking.
Well, these two
she did well
episodes,
with it,
I think, are the reasons she got the job. Because as a tough person, she's not that intimidating, so it's hard. But when she's got to show emotion, like here and at the end of the next episode, she
bringing
pulls
it
it
home.
out. She does a great job. But yeah, so they have their little battle. He ends up stabbing Reva.
It stops stabbing people in the stomach in Star Wars because
it
we're
only
about
works
to,
against Kelnaka.
We think that they're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can-
that's a swipe. That's a swipe across the chest.
Okay.
Because we've seen the Grand Inquisitor's coming back right now, the Powan. So he lived through it.
Yep.
Reva lived through it in the fucking Order 66.
And
she
now.
lives through it now.
Well, the scar tissue helped.
And then it's in the exact same spot. Joke's on you. Got no organs there. Sabine Wren and Ahsoka get stabbed through the gut and makes it through. Stop
stab,
doing this.
And then move to the right.
Here's where you turn
Just
that blade
Even
on.
up towards the heart.
Yeah.
Towards
Well, I was thinking
anything.
just slice them like 3/4 of the way in half, so they're like a tree getting cut down, and they just fall over.
They're kind of Darth Maulish.
What a morbid motherfucker.
Simba!
Don't kill him like straight off. Just cut him 2/3 of the way, and it falls like a tree.
That's like if like Lee Wanell or Eli Roth was directing a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked about it before. I'd love to see an Eli Roth or Tarantino's Star Wars. It'd have to be a standalone. I don't want any legacy characters in there.
Well, and the Reddit guys
On the
would
next
love if
Life
Tarantino
Day.
did one, because all these characters would be thrown around the N-word.
Oh, yeah. You're not wrong.
These Reddit guys would be like, yeah, tell them.
When you walked
Mace
into my,
Windu doesn't motherfucking fuck around.
when you walked into my spaceport, did you see a sign that said Dedathorian Storage? I'm asking you a question. When you walked into my spaceport, did you see his sign? I know the spotchka's good. You don't have to fucking tell me the spotchka's good. When my wife buys the spotchka, she buys shitty instant spotchka.
Oh, yeah.
What
so
do you mean you don't
Tim
eat
Roth
bantha?
it's Tim Roth getting stabbed with a lightsaber in the back of a car. And fucking Harvey Keitel's there like, you're going to be okay.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
Say the fucking words. The Force will be with you.
And also with you. Wait, no, not that part. Not that part.
But yeah, basically he tells her, like, I've been on to you from the beginning. You're of no further use. Peace out. The Grand Inquisitor will leave you where we found you, in the gutter where you belong.
Because you're definitely gonna die from this stab wound.
Isn't that what she said to him? And when she thought she killed him, she's like, who's in the gutter now?
Because
bitch?
he had said it
Yeah.
in that
Originally,
episode.
too,
Don't
yeah.
forget where we found you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all comes back and back.
So they get to space, and the hyperdrive is down, which
Why wouldn't it be?
I feel like you should have used the other ship as this ship as the decoy then.
Well, that one didn't even have a hyperdrive. I mean, they're not a military. This is not even resistance yet.
Yeah.
You are cobbling together what little pieces you have. We know that there are people like Bail Organa and Mon Mothma funding, but not these.
Yeah.
Like, not this shit. This is just a fucking patchwork underground railroad in space.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Very
Yeah.
underground railroad.
So yeah, you're using what you got.
Hyperdrive Railroad.
Yep, the hyperdrive railroad.
Yeah, Reva finds the message from Bail Organa and gives an evil look, and we end on a shot of
You mean
Luke
the
Skywalker.
exposition disc?
Yeah. We end a shot of Luke Skywalker sleeping. And so we got a little glimpse of Luke Skywalker in the first episode.
Yeah.
We get a better shot here. We get a decent amount of him in the next
I
episode.
don't like it.
This kid is not growing up to be Mark Hamill.
No, it's
Maybe he grows up to be Bill Skarsgård,
it's yeah,
but not Mark Hamill.
it's the Han Solo thing with me.
Yeah, but this is like, that's like, you had to cast another adult. It's like, it's more forgivable. This is a kid.
With no lines.
Find a kid who's somewhat, he has a line. He says, I'm not scared.
Oh, okay, sure. We could just fucking.
He's more young
ADR that.
Anakin than he is Luke. Like,
This kid looks like a little
hate Sam.
fucking vampire.
Yeah.
He's got like a weird little sharp teeth and shit. I don't like him.
Oh.
I don't like a lot
I can
of
see
kids.
the whites of his eyes.
I just learned that Derrick's got a new fear: the little kids with sharp teeth.
Little vampire children. That's why I didn't go see that movie.
Little vampires.
I want to suck your blood. Hey, come here, mister.
Not Annabelle. That's the one with the doll. There's one that just came out recently, and it was a little girl who was a vampire, and
Oh,
everybody
God.
gets locked in the house with her. They think they're there to kidnap her because her dad's rich, and then the house locks down, and it turns out she's actually a vampire.
in here with you. You're all locked in here with me.
Yeah, exactly that. But that's the end of part 5. Yay!
Pew, 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 pew.
Yippee! Stay tuned as we continue to part 6.
Goodbye there.
Have
we got a podcast for you?
Bad movies, worst people.
I mean, look, you like getting a couple beers in you, watching a bad movie, and yucking it up with your friends. That's what we're doing. We have microphones.
We have great impersonations. We have bad impersonations.
I think it might be one of the best podcasts I've ever heard.
That's the best podcast I've ever heard, fellas. And I ain't lying through my giant teeth. There's a sample.
Yes.
You can find us anywhere. badmoviesworstpeople.com. Come check us out.
If you don't follow us, we will follow you home.
Welcome back.
Hello there.
Hello there. This is part 6 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is Han Took Shots First. I'm Derrick.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Ryan Bleep.
Dude, he's Han Solo. I just armed a detonator. Oh, you didn't? You just made that clicky sound with your mouth.
All right, we're back for part 6.
It's a new day.
This is almost like the all-star episode as far as writing goes, because it was, again, directed by Deborah Chow, written by almost everybody who's written an episode, which was mostly this guy, Hossein Amini and Stuart Beattie, but Andrew Stanton has credit and Joby Harold has credit. So that's the behind the scenes. No new people.
Yeah.
So good.
We're wrapping it up.
We start on Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Oh, Tatooine.
That's
The
how
most useless planet in the galaxy until these fucking Skywalkers move in.
You know, it's a backwater. No one cares about
It's
it.
supposed to be the most insignificant place where nothing ever happens. And then all of a sudden, everything happens on Tatooine.
Well, if I learned anything from The Acolyte, which I
And
shouldn't
you
have because it's
did.
been canceled, if you put a Force Virgins on a planet, it becomes important.
Uh-huh.
And I'm assuming he's a Force Virgins.
He's a son of a Force Virgins.
He might
son
be a
of a
Force
Force
Virgin. He
Virgin.
doesn't
It was
seem
a
like
virgin's birth.
He's not getting laid, so he might be a virgin.
Oh, you know he got laid.
I hope he didn't get laid.
Almost got laid. I heard
know
you're
what?
a real good Leia.
You know what? He's basically from Space Alabama. It's acceptable.
Oh, yeah, dude. Tatooine is Space Bama.
Yeah. It's kind of Death Valley.
Yeah, mixed with Space Bama.
Yeah.
If Alabama were a desert.
Oh, yeah, especially in the in the cantinas
Look how-
there, man.
Look how they treat these Tusken Raider minorities.
Well, and I was going to say, I guess that's not true because in the bars on Tatooine, there's all different races.
Ah, but they don't let you serve droids. You and your type have
Well,
to stay
they
outside.
explained that in, one of them, their series.
like a Mando or
Was it Ahsoka? No.
Mando?
Mando 3? What's the
Mando?
one with Jack Black? Was that Mando season 3?
Yeah.
When they're on that,
God, I forgot about that till right now.
when they're on that fucking planet,
with
and
Christopher Lloyd.
they have a special bar for droids because they serve basically some kind of super oil coolant thing that's for droids only. So when
Also,
the guy
this
Benders
says
in there.
we don't serve your kind, basically he's like, look, I don't have the shit you want. Get out of here. You can't charge your droid here.
Well, and it also
This
probably.
No, we don't have the new cord or the old cord.
I have an
or-
iPhone charger. All right.
I
Fuck off.
don't have a Type C. Get your droid out of here.
It also would be that he's a little bit probably still scarred from the Clone Wars, like
Yeah.
all the droid army.
Yeah.
You're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Fuck them. I don't want them in here.
Yeah, because I mean, it's only been 18 years.
One of the apparati that they're like one of the vending things they have is an IG head.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, skulls your enemies and whatnot.
What, like of a drink
yeah,
dispenser?
yeah.
Ah,
On
I
the
didn't
bar,
notice
it's a
that.
drink dispenser. It's
Oh,
made from an
damn.
IG head.
So, like, if we still had like Viking combat these days, would there be bars that just had like people's skulls on them and then like beer came out of the mouth?
Oh,
Yeah, it'd be like,
absolutely.
oh, that's a mummy. That's a mummy skull up there. You just tip it back and fill her up.
You
Yeah,
want-
get
you
it in Egypt.
You want a shot? It's a little baby skull.
It's actually fermented baby juice in there. It's delicious.
How do you think
love
we,
it.
How do you think we killed that baby?
We need some New Zealanders in Star Wars land. No.
Fucking Tamora Morrison, Boba Fett.
Oh, hey, but he doesn't get to talk like that, does he?
No, he doesn't talk.
A little bit.
Not much.
He
but-
tries to hide it.
Yeah, he does. I fucking love Tams.
I mean, we got IG-88 or IG-11.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Taika Waititi voice.
Taika Waititi.
Mando.
But he's a
Yeah,
robot,
okay.
so he's not really from New Zealand.
Do you want to see my RG88 dance moves? I call this one the robot.
But so there's this line for water, which kind of sucks, and Reva's in the line. That's all that really matters. This guy
She's
tries
in
to
a
push-
hood.
Yep, she's in a
She's
hood
hiding.
now because she's no longer part of the Inquisitors, so she has to hide from them. So she wears the exact same uniform, this black leather number.
No. She's got a sash over the lightsaber wound. Can't tell it's her.
Oh, and last episode we didn't talk about the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, taking his badge back either.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely
shit,
ripped that shit
yeah.
off her.
Yeah,
That's like
sorry.
a fucking lead singer getting fired from a band. Like, you know what? I'm taking my microphone though.
You know
this
what?
one's mine.
I think we can do this episode slightly differently because the Reva story and the Obi-Wan story don't overlap until the end. And the Reva story is real short.
Yes.
So let's just go through the Reva story.
Yeah, because
and then we'll go back to
otherwise,
Obi-Wan.
I got really annoyed because this episode has like 5 endings.
Yeah.
It does have 5
you
endings.
could
You're
end
like,
it-
fade to black.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another.
You could end it at any one of these 5 points after the duel.
It was like
after...
all the alternate movie endings. You guys said it was done as a movie originally, kind of.
Yeah,
It's all the alternate movie endings. They're like, put them all in the last episode, damn it.
How are you going to end your movie? I have 5 ideas. All right, we'll do them.
Well,
And they fade to black for like 3 seconds and then go to the next
The problem
thing.
with the ending, though, is that you have the one main character who's tied up in these multiple stories, but they're on different planets. So they have to give him his ending here, and then he's got to fly over there, and he's got to get his ending there, and he's got to fly over there, and he's got to,
Let me fart Darth.
and then he's going to talk to a
Let me
ghost.
fart, Darth.
Let me fart Darth first. That's how we say it in Scotland. I got to fart Darth real quick.
Fart, Darth.
All right. Ewan McGregor's my homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
He
I'll
loves,
save this for later.
He loves Ewan.
I love you.
But so Reva,
I love you in Wall Street.
Reva is basically asking this guy, like, hey, I need to find a farmer. And then we cut to Owen and Luke at a shop because Luke broke some shit, because that's what kids do.
He broke the belt for the speeder again.
He's trying to pod race.
Your uncle's
a patient
really
man.
patient. Not that patient, bitch.
He's trying to pod race in a speeder, dude.
I'm going to beat this kid so hard when you're not looking.
Remember when this thing started, he was pod racing on top of his house. Like fucking Snoopy.
He's like, yeah, we're buying a belt. What am I gonna do with that when we get home, Luke? George Luke is.
I'm definitely not hitting this kid with it.
I'm going to hit him so hard.
But the guy stumbles in and he's like, hey, there's something you need to know. Cut back to Owen at the farm, and he's like, hey, Baru, we're fucked.
Cut to Baru being a bout it ass bitch.
Yeah.
She is a ride or die chick.
She got a sawed off.
He's like, she's coming. Presumably he explained who she was right before this, but she's coming. We have to hide Luke. And we gotta go. We're gonna go hide somewhere else. And she's like, "What are we gonna do? Hide in the desert?
Middle of
Fuck
desert.
you!" Opens a hole in the wall and pulls out a fucking blunderbuss.
She's just like, we can at least have the advantage here. Like, let's fuck her up.
So yeah, they're getting prepped. They make Luke hide. They tell him it's Tusken Raiders, although I don't think he's gonna believe that anymore after this.
I don't think he ever sees her.
I mean, he's hiding around on the rocks when she makes him rock slide.
Does he see her?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
They do show him running and her in the background with the saber, but he doesn't turn around to look. Smart move.
Yeah.
Most movies, people turn around and look, and that's when you trip.
You keep running full. No, I'm just going to try and explain it away, because otherwise Luke would be like, I have a memory of a woman with a red lightsaber chasing me when I was 10.
Just a dream.
Just a dream, nothing more.
Yeah, it's like the parents from Insidious trying to tell their kid.
We did see
really
Kamir was able to wipe somebody's brain, so maybe Obi-Wan does that.
Yeah, but isn't that like an evil thing?
Could be.
But so she gets to the farm.
Probably is.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Like
I never thought about that.
Well, like the X-Men are always getting mad about Xavier wiping people's brains,
Well,
and he's
Xavier's
like, well, I
a
did
bad guy.
it for a good reason. And it's like, but you're still fucking with my brain, Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier's a bad guy.
You're in a wheelchair.
Kinda.
You're in
Sometimes
a
it has no wheels.
hover chair.
You're in a wheelchair with no wheels.
Maybe we just make Men in Black canon and they just have the thing that flashes.
Oh, great. Now Will Smith is in fucking Star Wars.
That sucks.
That's what Disney needs right now.
Keep Leia's name out your fucking mouth.
That sucks, but we do get
Tommy Lee Jones?
No, well, yeah.
May the force be with you.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
Rip Torn.
Nope. The other one. Shit. The Kingpin.
Tommy Lee Jones. Randy Quaid.
No, the guy that
Vincent
plays
D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
When you said Kingpin, I thought of the movie.
Sugar Water guy.
I was like, Woody Harrelson?
No, because if Men in Black was canon, then we get Vincent D'Onofrio in the Star Wars universe because he was that weird, gross alien.
Edgar, your skin's hanging off your bones.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, he'd be a good like Sithy or mutated weird.
I
fuck.
actually think I'd rather see him as like
As a
a
good guy.
crime boss, like under not a good
Okay.
guy, no force powers, but just a kind of a space
playing both sides
kingpin.
almost.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
like-
I mean, he's already
Oh,
working.
make him a sleazy version of Lando.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Hey,
just
he's
out
already
there
working for
himself.
Disney. He's doing that Kingpin shit. They're just like, look, take off the white suit, put on this Glee Glop suit, come over to this set. It's
I'd
a
watch
lot
it.
cooler than the Marvel sets because it's the volume. So just get
Instead
on
of
this.
Kingpin, it's called Daimyo.
Yeah. That's a way better version of Book of Boba Fett.
And that's somebody that likes that show saying that.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I really liked it
know.
once it started. I liked it
I
a lot.
love the flashbacks.
I liked it a lot.
I love the
The
flashbacks.
flashbacks are the
and I love the
tits.
scooters.
Oh, this is where we differ. Get ready for a long episode when we get to Boba
We're
Fett.
talking about, okay, so what Boba and Jack, you said this once there was trained Tusken Raiders. That was great.
Yeah.
Tie into Mando season 3 was phenomenal.
Well, the
but
best
yeah.
episodes are the last 3, which are just
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Oh,
No, the
season
best
2.5.
episode is
Yes.
episode 2. They Lawrence of Arabia, that entire fucking train full of spice. That's
Well,
such a good episode.
But yeah,
was
but when
a
they
great
bring
one.
back, when they basically make it
La
Mandalorian,
Capenta.
when they make it Mandalorian season 2.5,
True.
that's the best part.
It is pretty great.
But the fucking thing that sucks is Grogurt wasn't supposed to go back to Mando. The Filoni and Favreau wrote it that he was going to stay with Luke and train. And Kathleen Kennedy and everybody else was like, fuck no, you are not going to have a season of Mando without the little green one.
Because Kathleen Kennedy and all of her people spend all their time reading Reddit message boards, and they got tired of hearing about how people didn't like digital Luke. So they were like, well, we'll have him in one episode and get rid of him.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's that, and also I need merchandise.
They let these Star Wars hard quote fans write their shows and movies. That's what happened with Rise of Skywalker. That was written by Reddit, and then they hated it because you gave them exactly
I was
what they
making
wanted.
that joke earlier when we were just talking about something like they saw the reaction and they changed it for this. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It,
We both differ a little bit on Last Jedi, but what we do understand is that everything that is Episode 9 is either fan service or a gross overcorrection. Oh, you didn't like this? Well, we got Sidious back.
okay, you didn't like that Rey was no one, so now she's a Palpatine. What? That's not what anybody wanted.
Dude, I fucking...
Which I still haven't seen episode 9, but I was reading that today when I was going through live action shit, and I was like, oh, Shreve Palpatine.
But then
We'll have
the
you on when we do that one.
The kicker,
in
though,
4
is
years.
I laughed out loud in the theater when it was like, what's your name? Ray. Ray what? Ray Skywalker. Ha! Why? Why? Why?
Well, because I met Luke
Well, I was
once.
hoping, and I haven't seen episode 9. I was hoping, twin of fucking Kylo.
Sure.
Like,
You know
for
what?
some unknown reason, I don't know how
It would make more sense.
It would.
My theory
They're
after-
dual, what is it called? The dyads. It would make much more sense that why they're dyads is because
in
they're
Star Wars,
twins.
in Star Wars Legends, Luke and Leia, or
Jason and Jaina.
not Luke and Leia.
Oh,
they didn't have babies.
The solo twins.
Yeah,
Han and Leia had twins.
Jason
Which is like
and
a
Jaina.
Timothy
Yeah.
Zahn or a.
That might not have been Zahn, but,
okay, but it's in
you
that
know what? It
realm.
might no, because Zahn's big thing is the heir to the Empire.
Okay, I was thinking
But-
that was a Zahn.
So my
but-
theory after watching episode 7, we are so far off.
Yeah,
from-
we are.
this is the fucking Mos Eisley minute. My theory was that she was a clone of Luke's cut off hand.
I like that. I like that.
I mean, especially because she has the lightsaber that Luke was holding on to when he gets his hand cut off. When Maz Kanata gives her that, she starts getting all kinds of visions and shit going through her head. How'd you get that? It's a story for another time. We never got that answer.
Better
by
than
the way.
Palpatine's granddaughter.
Sure.
I don't even.
It's not even his
I
granddaughter.
got
a clone daughter.
It's not even his granddaughter.
God,
He makes a strand cast clone of
not
himself
watch episode 9.
and makes
Oh, don't unless you come on our episode.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way to ever watch that, dude. Fucking riding space horses on top of a starship.
Hack
But so Reva goes into the house. They start trying to fight her away with their blunderbusses. She pretty quickly overpowers them. She brutally beats the shit out of fucking Owen.
But they also
He
both
was
get
trying
good
to throw
shots
flower
on her.
pots on her and shit. So I get.
Oh,
it.
did you see the big thing that he was holding that he ended up hitting her with?
Yeah.
It looks like what they used to stop the trash compactor in episode 4.
Oh.
It looks exactly like. I think it's the same prop. It will come back in Mandalorian season 3 when he's building the N1 starfighter.
But she beats the shit out of him. But at some point during their fight, she's like, "Man, you really love that kid like he's your own. He is my own."
Yep.
I mean, I fucking raised him.
I mean, it is your
Sure, he's not from my squirts,
mom's
but-
grandson.
Can you do me a reminder, solid here, and tell me how Baru and how they were put there and who Baru and Owen were?
Baru and
Baru
Owen
Owen are
married.
Anakin's aunt and uncle,
Okay,
right?
Shmi Skywalker, who's Anakin's mom,
Okay.
got adopted or got married to Klieg Lars.
Yes,
Klieg Lars.
Have we
And
met Kliegars or no?
Just in episode. No, we see him.
Did we?
Yeah, we meet him. He's got no leg. In episode 2,
He should be missing a hand.
Oh,
though.
it's episode 2. I forgot. Continue.
Okay.
he's on the little floaty chair, and he's like, "Your mom got taken," and then Anakin goes and murders all the Tusken Raiders.
Very Anakin of him.
Yeah, not just the fucking men, the women and children too. So then Klieg Lars has what's his name? Owen. And then Owen marries Beru.
Okay. So Owen's
and they are
they
are who we see in episode 4.
So Owen's Shmi's
stepson.
Okay, stepson.
And then Luke gets left with them while Leia gets taken to live in luxury.
Yep. Hey, it builds character.
How much does Bail Organa look like in the original movie? Did they show her dad in the original movie?
Not in the original trilogies, but in the prequels, and it's the same actor.
No, okay, so they never show him in A New Hope.
No.
Okay.
The only time
no,
because he gets obliterated in the New Hope pretty
oh
quickly.
yeah, we see him in Rogue One, I think. Yeah,
and it is Jimmy Smits.
Yep, because he drank too many Death Star shots, and Alderaan was destroyed.
Light him on fire, beer.
But
it's coming out of Alderaan holes.
So Luke runs, takes off running through the desert like they told him to do. And she chases him down. She's basically looking for him in this. It's like the canyons from the beginning of 4, basically.
Yeah.
That's where they are. And he's creeping
Beggar's
around.
Canyon?
That sounds right. He's creeping around up at the top like the Tusken Raiders were, and she's walking through the bottom like he was.
He's got the high ground.
Except
it's
for
very important.
Yeah, but she has the Force.
Oh.
And he doesn't yet. So she pulls makes the landslide basically, and he falls down. And she goes up. She wants to kill him. She's got the saber out. She's trying to kill him.
In a landslide, no escape from inquisitors.
She keeps seeing her own little baby self instead of him. She's having, she's not really seeing it. I don't think. I think it's a representation.
It's showing
of how
us.
she feels.
Yeah.
And this is that moment where that kid was laying there passed out. I was like, "There's no way that kid grows up to be Mark Hamill."
Not Mark Hamill. Sorry, son.
Stephen Dorff.
It's probably it's probably a stupid thing to harp on, but at the same time, it's a stupid thing to not take
Your
care
hair is
of.
browner. It should be blonder because you're young.
You're no towhead.
You got sharp fucking baby vampire teeth.
And that's where we'll leave that one for now, because then they intersect.
We'll be back on ending 3.7.
So then, meanwhile, with Obi-Wan. It's like an episode of Clone Wars,
Yeah.
That guy's like,
Meanwhile, back on Jakku, whatever it's called.
The Star Destroyer is pursuing the transport, trying to blast them. They keep hitting them, but they're not taking them down. Increase firepower.
They've got all their shields on their butt.
Is that when they're like really maneuvering? Or
they're zip zapping around, and he's trying to blast them out. Increase firepower, and I was like, "You making those lasers stronger? If you're not hitting, it doesn't matter." No, more lasers start firing. So now they're firing like 8 lasers. I'm like,
is Darth on the ship at this
point?
Oh
yeah.
So he should just be.
This is his.
From what we saw,
he's tired now. He just pulled that transport out of the sky.
Did you see how much effort he did?
It did say in the subtitles, Darth straining.
He needs to take like a 15 minute half hour nap, and then he's ready for round 2.
It's harder to be ready
right now.
I have to go lay in the Bacta tank before I'm ready to pop off again.
I shot my force load.
I force choked myself.
But Ice Cube Jr. is telling Obi like
Ice Cube Jr. is most certainly not the actor's name, nor is it the character of Roken. Just think of the Pantera song, "I'm Roken."
But he's telling Obi-Wan, like he told everybody, like, "Oh, we almost got the hyperdrive fixed, guys. You'll be fine."
Any minute now.
Goes in the other room and he's like, "Dude, motivator's shot.
We're nowhere near.
Fucking power couplings are shot. Like,
we're so fucked.
We're not gonna make it. We're all gonna die."
His motivator is shot, but he's trying to motivate the people into having hope. Like,
no, there's a guy in the back that was the motivator that shot. Oh, you shot my hype man, dude. My motivator
You shot Tony Robbins.
Oh, thank God, because I could not think of one like motivational speaker. Old Banana Hands himself, dude.
But Obi-Wan decides he's gonna go distract Vader by taking his ship, and he's telling all of the people.
Take a ship on your chest.
He's telling all the people and Leia.
Don't get back into this. I heard the last episode.
I like the way. This is a good moment because he's telling them like, you guys are the future, without saying, like, between the lines, what he's saying is the Jedi. You guys have helped a lot of Jedi. It's our turn to help you. You're the future.
You've protected us 10 years. This is my way of paying you back.
Between the lines, what he's saying is you're the future. We're the past.
Yes.
You need to leave us behind and figure this shit out because we can't help you.
Which is why Yoda says the last of the Jedi you will be, or something like that. Even though there are plenty of other Force users, like there's no more Jedi. That's it. We're done with that. Move on.
Oh, completely unrelated, and we'll get there, but we won't get there for like 2 years, so I'm going to talk about it now. Someone at work last night was telling me they had a theory about Ray Stevens and Ahsoka.
Yes, that is Shin Hati and Balin Skull.
Balin Skull, yeah. I remember it was a cool name. There's like at the end,
they're named after mythological wolves that hunt the moon. Go on.
He's getting to these 3 big statues.
Yeah,
and it's a reference or an Easter egg from the Clone Wars.
It's the father, and
these
son,
are the people
and the daughter.
who like discovered the Force or something.
They protect the Force on Mortis.
Okay,
a plane.
So his theory was that Ray Stevens is trying to, because he keeps talking about trying to take things back.
Oh, he's
trying to destroy that. Like this guy's theory was that he's trying to destroy that to basically cut off the Force, so there will be no more Force.
Yeah,
because that way there's not good guys with the Force, there's not bad guys with the Force. Because as we saw in the Acolyte, which might be deleted from canon now, who knows?
No,
good guys with the Force can become bad guys.
Yep.
If you're the only ones with the ultimate power, then eventually you get corrupted.
Well, good guys just perspective.
Well, yeah,
but you go
from your like noble goals to being corrupted, to being like, well, I had these noble goals, now this is my goal, which means it's the right goal.
Yeah.
So his theory was that he's trying to destroy like the hub of the Force, basically.
Yeah, he definitely could be doing that, or he's trying to release Abeloth, which is just a fucking Force demon that will destroy everything.
Is that like Trump or?
Is that Trump? Is that what you said?
It's like if it's like if Trump was an Eldritch god.
The only reason I'm trying to play this in is because I was thinking about when I was rewatching Obi-Wan, when like I forget what his name is, Freck or whoever.
Yeah, Freck.
He's got the fucking Trump sign on the back, like, dude, and like the dude with
Palpatine,
the Trump flag in the back of the
2024.
truck, and he's like,
I didn't even think about that. He's driving driving a dumpy ass pickup truck with a fucking Empire flag hanging off the back.
Dude, and it's like spray painted.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
but that is
so
amazing.
like I was keeping it so political when I was rewatching this and a lot of these Acolyte has it too of just so far right, so far left, and all that. So if you're obliterating that, it's like obliterating the political spectrum. And someone like Trump,
he has a hat, and instead of MAGA, it's mega. It's make the empire good again.
All right, make that hat.
But you have to have like a thing you can push on it so it says good.
And anybody that wants to get mad at somebody for trying to put politics into Star Wars, you're watching them wrong.
Yeah,
George Lucas has always put his politics.
Yes.
into Star Wars.
There was a guy I saw ranting and raving about how good it was that Acolyte was canceled on one of the posts. And I'm like, well, why are you ranting and raving if you're happy about it? And that was one of the things he said. He's like, they're trying to bring in this Marxist politics and da-da-da. And someone was like, if you think there's never been like left-wing politics in Star Wars, then you haven't been watching Star Wars.
You definitely watched episode 6 wrong and episode 2 and 3 wrong right off the bat.
Yeah. But look, the Vietnamese crushed the empire. I mean, the So anyway... Obi-Wan...
the power of the dark side. I am not a Sith.
I am not a Sith.
Oh, that's a good time. All right. Obi-Wan gives Leia...
He got the image.
Yeah, I did. I'm imagining Boss Nass.
Yeah.
But like Nixon with Boss Nass cheeks. Like... But so Obi-Wan gives Leia Tala's blaster holster. And she's like, this is empty. And you can tell that this planet isn't Space Texas, because he's like, dude, you're 10. I'm not giving you a gun.
Yeah. You'll get one eventually.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it when Tala told him there's all these notches on the inside of the holster, and that's everybody she saved since the 4 families she killed.
Yeah.
So it's just a really cool little, thing that detail that maybe Leia helps carry.
And how many
through.
did Tala say? She was like 17 people, 6 kids, something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully she got 1 notch for every person that
perished. I think it's 1 notch for every mission that she got accomplished.
Oh, not for every kill. That's what I was hoping.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
And then Obi-Wan continues to contradict himself when he said back in episode whatever that only Sith steal in absolute. Because he says to Ice Cube Jr., whether he dies or I do, this ends today, which is an absolute and also absolutely untrue.
Yeah.
It doesn't end today, and no one dies.
It does not end today. You're responsible for the next 10 more years of Vader just running around causing a muck. I mean, it wouldn't have. Come on. It wouldn't have stopped everything because if you kill Vader right here, you still have the Emperor.
Yeah.
He still has acolytes.
But they don't have Vader.
Sure, but he still has other lapdogs, and he would find another apprentice.
Ooh, he would have discovered Starkiller.
Yep.
And then we would have had Starkiller instead of Vader, and then
Oh.
the Empire would have lost.
So when we had you on for Solo,
I mean,
we were talking about
Rebels.
the actor Sam Witwer, and we were trying to explain to you who he was. He is the mocap and voice actor for Starkiller
And that's
in Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
main. He's the main. The
Yeah, the first one's where you're working for Vader. The second one's when you're trying to kill him.
Second one's story's so convoluted, but it still has a lot of really fun moments.
So, what was the most recent Star Wars you were into, and then the
Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order is the sequel to that game?
Yes. And I like them a lot. I hate that combat. It's very clunky. It's Dark Souls type, like where you have to parry and dodge.
You're like
and,
press A, double
but
tap A.
it's just very tedious because like you gotta dodge, parry, dodge, attack once. Now keep doing that for fucking an hour.
But
before you
add
defeat
the
boss.
story on and all
Stories
the
and
mechanics
visuals
in
are
it
great.
Works okay.
Would you say it's McClunky?
It is a bit McClunky, dude. So Derrick just sat there waiting for that one. I saw
I
it.
did. So
Good wait though. Good wait.
So Obi-Wan leaves in his shuttle, and Vader tells the entire Star Destroyer to follow him instead of following the rebels.
The Grand
or the path.
Inquisitor's a little bold here, but he also gets it because he's like, we can't break off just for one person. We have to obliterate the path. We can wipe him out here. I must advise you. And he's like, what you just said doesn't matter. I'm killing this dude. And he's like, yep, you got it.
He's like, I'm gonna just turn my headphones down a bit, then, because you're really loud, Darth.
Can't hear
If you're not,
Well, and I
Your
love
breathing is incessant and quite annoying.
Darth Vader's like, he's not just any Jedi, but he doesn't finish that sentence with like,
no,
he's
he
my
finishes
Jedi.
Nothing.
He's the Jedi.
Like
He's my
I was,
Jedi.
Okay, so what I was expecting was he's who trained me, or he was my master, or something. It was just like he's not just any Jedi. 5 seconds. Look at the screw in my mask. I've got a silver screw at the bottom of my black mask. Look,
I can't see his I can't see his face. Is he waiting for us to ask what kind of Jedi he is?
that's what
Is he
happened.
gonna-
No one asked.
Yeah,
And he's
is he
just like,
gonna-
okay.
Is he going to continue or is he done talking?
But it's kind of stupid because they follow him to this planet, and then Vader's like, okay, prepare my ship. I'm going to go down and face him alone. So couldn't Vader have just gotten into his personal ship and followed Obi-Wan, and then they could have followed the path people and just killed them?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because the majority of these Lambda class shuttles, especially Vader's, is going to have its own hyperdrive. So worst case scenario, they get like blowed up or lost, you're still fine.
Yeah.
So
So it's kind of silly, but
it is. It's a little bit of poor writing.
They don't name this planet, right? This is just
No.
Hell Planet.
No. It looks a lot like, and the name escapes me, it looks a lot like a planet from Rogue One where, what's his name? Andor was going to snipe out Galen Erso.
Okay.
It looks like that. A lot of dark lighting, big
So, and the whole
stalagmite
Empire
rocks.
knows nothing of Luke right now, only Reva. So
Yep.
that's why he's like, random planet, let's
Yep.
go.
Yep, I can't go to Tatooine because
chase
then you'll
me
know.
here.
Yeah, let's fight
Okay.
down here because also I'm sure it's because it's uninhabited, and Obi-Wan's like there will be no collateral
There will be
damage
no
because who
collateral
knows
damage.
how big this battle's gonna get.
Yeah.
It doesn't get that big, but it gets big.
It gets big enough if you were on a street.
Yeah, I guess if they were pulling down buildings like fucking what's that Superman movie Man of Steel, just pulling down entire buildings instead of pulling down big towers of rock.
Well, that's how you piss off Ben Affleck.
So Obi-Wan gets there. Vader follows right behind him, and he's just waiting for him. They've got a face-off moment. They've both got, well, he's got his blade out already. Obi-Wan does. Vader pulls out his. They're super neon rave blades that they've got in this series, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, we
'Cause
talked
it's
about it,
dark
but you
surroundings, or
weren't
what?
on the episode. How do you feel about the lightsabers put off more light in this? It's a visual effect.
They're so dark. I guess the Death Star was pretty dark when they used to do battles, but it's such a dark area, so it makes sense.
So that's exactly what
It's
I
always
said.
The lighting is toned.
They're making
down
it so the
much.
lighting of the battle is coming from the lightsabers,
It's a
which
super
makes
dark
it really
environment
dramatic.
on purpose.
It does make
Yeah.
it dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I'm glad you like it too.
hardcore, shadows on everyone's face.
Yeah, because like in that first scene back in episode or part 3, when Vader is like kind of hunting down Obi-Wan in that like quarry, Obi-Wan's sneaking
Ralph
around
McQuarrie,
using his
dude.
blade, and he's got the light. That's the only light in the scene is coming from his lightsaber.
And we're doing it again here. So I'm glad you like it as well, because we were both on the same page.
I liked it in Acolyte too, whether it be like a shiny tree or the lightsaber blades. It was so dark that was.
I mean, I think George Lucas would have loved to have done that.
Yeah.
It's just that this didn't exist.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You couldn't get in typical cinematography. This,
when he was shooting
with
episode
LED blade, or whatever you had.
Well, when he was shooting A New Hope, he may not have even known what the lightsabers were going to look like in the end.
Yep.
He had his idea, but he's like, well, we'll shoot it and we'll see what we can do, because it's all special effects added in afterward on the film.
And he
right?
initially wanted it to be a broadsword. That's what he wanted. Big fucking like
very flat
English
looking,
Scottish claymore.
a glowing claymore.
Yep.
More so than
I
like.
But they have their face off. They have a little bit of shit talk. This is when Anakin or Vader is like, "Did you come to destroy me?" And Obi-Wan's like, "I'll do what I've got to do."
And he gets
he's
right
like,
into
okay,
Form
then you're
3,
gonna
dude.
fucking die.
Yeah.
So
Sensu, I think it's called.
There's a
That
really cool.
It's the form of the Minoc.
It's the form of whatever Japanese thing George Lucas was.
No, it's
stealing
literally
at
called
that
the
time.
form of the Minoc. I'm not even joking. It's like tiger style or hamster style. Hey, Dad,
I'm not gonna do.
I don't think I'm gonna do Minoc style anymore.
anymore.
I see your Minoc style might defeat my what's the Bantha style.
I've got Tauntaun style, but it's no good here.
We're not going to talk about the fight that much because you just watch the fight. I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit here and describe it.
It
but
is.
There's a really fucking cool shot. There's a couple, but when the fight is first starting, they run at each other, right? They're black.
Vader's
they're
moving well,
fighting a
by the
little
way.
bit.
Better than we've ever seen Vader move outside of Rogue One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good.
There's like obviously the shot from above, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but there's a huge like horizon shot. It's like just these craggy rocks on either side, but they're kind of in like a valley of them. There's nothing in the middle. There's a little bit of light maybe coming from some kind of moon or something.
Yeah.
And then there's just their lightsabers, and it's just this big wide angle shot, and they're just clashing in the middle. And I was watching it and I was just like, this is what I'm here for.
So this is why I was looking forward to rewatching. I knew this duel was coming, and I fucking want the Darth Vader and Reva one's great. This is superior.
and I remember
every
being
fucking
disappointed
way.
in this fight the first time I watched it.
I don't.
But I think it's just because, like, again, I was watching it week to week.
Yeah.
And it was like, you have all this buildup. You watch the show for 6 weeks, and then you get to it, and there's some good moments, but it's kind of short, and it doesn't end, which obviously it can't.
And I'll
but,
tell you
like,
something I'm not a fan of. You cut away from this fight a lot.
That's
to
the
show
Star
us,
Wars thing. We've been complaining about that
know,
since we started
I know.
this podcast.
And
That's pacing with a lot of episodes of everything, including these Star Wars episodes from different. They're like, what can we interject in between that to build more dramatic tension? And you're like, don't take me away from this fight. Like, no.
ever.
Yeah.
This is what we are here for.
When
Derrick
this
just
started
gushed
happening,
about it.
I was like streaming it on something, a legal stream, blah blah blah, and I was like, no, let me go to my 75-inch on Disney Plus and actually start watching this right now. And that's where I did it, was starting at this fight, and it started looking great, like you said, with the craggy rocks and the fucking horizon and all that. I was like, yep, I need to put this on my big screen right now.
I feel like Reva should have just died.
Yeah.
That just right then and there died.
I think
getting
they
stabbed
left
in the
her
gut.
in case they were trying to do another season.
Well, they can do her own show if they want. It's not
Yeah.
going to
Well,
happen.
she's trying to
and I will
become
tell you,
good,
as much
so-
as I like that actress, I don't give a shit about this story. She's just not. It's not interesting enough for me.
What we
Yeah.
care about the story comes to fruition later in the whole epic saga.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? What we cared about.
And also now you just
But
you're
Reva's cool.
introducing
I like
another.
Reva.
You're introducing another Force user that you can't account for in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Where was she? What was she doing?
Yeah. So now we need the story that tells us why she's dead.
Yeah.
Because she should have been dead here.
Vader ended up just hunting her down and killing her.
I mean, even if she had
Unceremoniously.
her like redemption kind of thing like she does in this, like have it end, she has that redemption and then something happens with the Empire, something. But that would have been another ending.
Put her on the path.
And then
show.
we'd be on par with Return of the King.
We're
for
there.
endings, so
We are there. It is so many endings.
yeah, but nobody looks at another person like they want to fuck him in this ending.
The
Kinda
way
like
Gandalf looks
Well,
at.
like no, the way Samwise looks at Frodo.
Oh. That's the whole fucking series.
But so there is a cool part during the battle where Obi-Wan pulls like one of these big rocks down on Vader, and he just like, he doesn't even look like he's struggling. He just puts his hand up and it stops. And
Vader?
He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Vader's like, hey, you got stronger, but your weakness is still there, which is the fact that he gives a shit.
Vader's owning him for the first half of this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just easily.
Well, and after seeing that fucking transport, the decoy transport being pulled down like that,
The drunken
you're like,
hobo
dude, Darth
sardine
is
can.
at start of his height right here. He is fucking forced.
Well,
up.
and then he does it again here because he does like the force sinkhole. Like he does a Hulk smash on the ground.
He does a force bitch slap on the ground.
Yeah, and it collapses underneath Obi, and he just tosses rocks on him. And forgetting what happened exactly, I know Obi survives. I was like, well, how are they going to explain Obi surviving that? Because he didn't dump rocks on him. These rocks are being
them.
He's going, Leia, Luke, Leia, Luke, Leia, Luke, Leia, Luke.
But it's because Obi was protecting himself with like a force barrier of sorts.
And thoughts of Leia Luke.
He's holding back the
Luke-a-lele.
rocks.
Luke-a-lele.
And he's got these flashes of Vader and Anakin in his head, the dialogue back and forth about, I won't give in to the dark side, and I'm dead, and whatever.
Anakin looks really old in that memory. Why?
Couldn't afford no CGI.
My memory escapes me. I thought Anakin was much younger. I thought he was only like 16.
Yeah, he's probably like supposed to be 19 at that point, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe 41.
That's a 19-year-old with a chain smoking problem.
Yeah, and I don't know. And we talked about it on, I think, the part 3, which is the one where the audio's messed up, so I'll repeat it in case. I think that's when we talked about it.
Yeah.
Being in a Star Wars movie and having a perceived negative performance.
Well, you can drop the perceived. His performance is bad.
Yeah, but you even pointed out even perceived because it happens to other people that have been in Star Wars too. If your performance is bad or perceived as bad, it's going to age you, because if you get on the internet, even if you go on in ghost mode or you go on and you aren't yourself, you're just reading about how much people hate you.
It would age me.
Yeah. And I mean,
his character is so old because he fucking read old posts.
Yeah,
he was on
just
Twitter.
The actor
dude.
himself is so old, so they,
He's like, there were Facebook quotes about me there were fucking MySpace quotes that hurt me so much.
That AWOL
I've got
messenger.
veins on the sides of my eyes, guys.
maybe Hayden Christensen, because his performance in this is good.
Yeah.
And his performance in Ahsoka is really good.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
So maybe he's gotten better from experience, but he hasn't been in a lot of movies. I mean, he was in Jumper, and that shit sucked.
His experience,
I've
his
seen him in
performance.
Ahsoka that I remember, but I'm only like 2 episodes in.
Oh, yeah, you'll get there.
It's later. But
he's dead.
But he has a director in this and a director in Ahsoka versus having George Lucas, he says his line and George is like, yeah, that's fine. It sounds good, man. He's like,
Better
no,
than
I
I
actually
do.
wouldn't. I fucked up the line. I flubbed the whole thing. Yeah,
No,
that's fine. It's
Perfect.
fine. I'm going to worry about making this alien caricature of a black man fall down real quick. Hold on.
I'm working on Sebulba.
I want to make sure that Jar Jar is as minstrel-like as possible.
We're going to do a little spin-off called The Songs of Naboo. It's about how it's a little movie about how
zippity
you see, it's about how the Gungans are happy to be in service from all the other people in Naboo.
Zippity babooba.
Egots! It's a wonderful day.
Oh, someone's gonna kill this dog. All right, but so Obi-Wan escapes, sneaks up on Vader, but Vader feels him at the last second, unfortunately for Anakin. And we get another cool little like kind of back and forth battle. I keep saying it. Obi-Wan lifts up all of these rocks like a fucking character out of Dragon Ball Z.
He goes Christ pose though, dude. It's so awesome.
And just fucking hucks these things at Vader. And he's not missing. He's nailing him over and over. But Vader's just that powerful, I guess. I mean, maybe he's using the Force to lessen it, but they're
that right
smashing
side is all
into him.
robot.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Yeah.
but you're not wrong.
But he is rocking them with just fucking
With
boulder
rocks.
after boulder. Just, dude, looks
And then
great.
he takes his saber and he just trashes Vader's little beat boot box on his chest.
His respirator, really.
Yeah, there you go.
He was trying to make a beat at that time too. He's like, "You're really fucking me up."
You crushed my 808. And then he slashes his helmet open, and for just a moment, when he first sits up, you see the eye is blue, and then it turns back to being red again, or yellow, red,
and yellow.
Well,
the red is his face is red from the inside of the helmet.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to, because in episode 3, his eyes turn yellow when he turns evil.
Yes,
but in here, his eyes are red.
Well, they also turn back though.
And they're showing whether it be, I think it's Obi's lightsaber is lighting it up blue, and then it's turning red, so it's showing that internal struggle that
Absolutely.
he's
But
having.
I think I think it really shows his eye change because it's still him. He's still struggling. Because even here, this is kind of like the metaphor of this whole scene, right? With his voice box thing broken.
Yeah.
He's alternating between talking like Anakin and talking like James Earl Jones.
So this mirrors a scene from I want to say it'd have to be Rebels, where Ahsoka cracks his mask, almost the exact same imagery, and it's a really cool. It's very cool to see it in live action.
Well, and I did read this. I don't remember it, but apparently at the end of episode 6, when we see him unmasked, he's got a big lightsaber scar right there. But at the end of episode 3, he didn't have that.
Yeah.
So they're positing like this explains that. It
There
could
was
also be
definitely-
the Ahsoka thing. I mean, he's had a lot of experiences.
I was gonna say there's definitely more scars in episode 6 than we see him get in 3. I just always assumed it was battles.
Yeah.
You know, shit we
But
saw.
this
we didn't see
specific
on
one
screen.
being on the left side of his face and everything,
Okay.
and they said it looked like a lightsaber scar.
Yeah.
So
that is one that shows up later.
I
and
love
this
his
could be
line,
it.
dude, because Obi-Wan is just like, he finally sees him in the face, like his face, and he's like, Anakin, you know, and he goes through and he's like, you didn't kill Anakin. I did.
yeah.
And it's haunting, but it's also kind of giving Obi-Wan like, hey, you didn't do this, man. I'm just an evil motherfucker.
But it also contradicts what he had said episode or 2 before.
I am what you made me.
I am what you made me.
I think
but-
he meant that physically, like this.
Yeah.
you fucking did this to me.
Okay.
But I'm the one that killed Anakin by killing kids.
Yeah. So this is the persona death. This is the fucking ego
Yep.
death.
Yep.
This is the new character.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm the one who killed Anakin Skywalker. The same way I'm gonna destroy you. And fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, well, then my friend is truly dead. Mirroring episode
Bye.
6,
Like, just-
when Luke says, my father is truly dead, right? And he's like, goodbye, Darth,
Yeah.
which is not a name, it's a title, which always bothered me. But I think they do it because that's what Alec Guinness says. He always refers to him when he's talking to him in person. He says Darth.
Yeah. Because
So-
at that time, it wasn't Darth Sidious. It was literally just the Emperor.
Yeah. So I think this is like, okay, yeah, Anakin's gone. You're now Darth Vader, so I'm going to call you Darth from now on. And he's like, my name's not Darth.
But it would be like
It's
saying
Vader.
Lord.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
I'm
it's
not
not
gonna
a
call you Lord
name.
Derrick every time I see you, but I'll call you Lord. Lord.
But yeah, so he leaves him for dead again because he didn't learn anything from episode 3.
Nope.
Like, oh, I'll just leave him on this abandoned planet with his perfectly working ship and kind of beat up.
But
Yeah.
it was a sense of pity, and I'll let him live, which is not good.
But
No.
it's not
It's terrible.
good.
Yeah, you should have
But
fucking
you have
killed
to
him.
do this, I guess.
I mean, that you wrote yourself into a corner, but there should have been a
you
better
should
way.
have tried and made him appear almost dead. And then
You
he
should have had
comes-
the fucking Inquisitor land another shuttle or something, like somebody come and
oh,
Obi-Wan
and
be like,
distract him.
oh shit, I
Distract
can't
and be
finish
like,
him
"Yeah, I
because
can't."
here's an army.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Something.
But okay, master and apprentice. Master isn't going to kill him, but make the master distracted to not
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah, give him
Um,
a reason.
A lot of people hated how they met up here because now you cut to their duel in episode 4 and Vader says, last time we met, I was but a learner.
Yeah, but
I'm defending it.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's fine because it's still him.
It's still-
He's still calling Obi-Wan master.
Yeah, he says, I was but a learner. Now I am the master in
Yeah.
episode
So
4.
so retconning it almost works. At
Which
this
actually
point
makes
still.
the line make even more sense
Yep.
because people have a problem with it, sure, because people have a problem with everything. But because here he is saying master still.
Yeah.
Later on, he says, now I'm the master.
Look at
so,
me.
like,
I'm the
throwback
master
to our
now.
conversation 8 years ago that I've remembered and I've been thinking about every day.
Yep.
I'm the master. Bitch.
Man, by the way, you look rough. That was 8 hard years for you.
Yeah,
Last time I
right?
saw you, you had like long blonde hair. Now you look like Alec Guinness.
Last time I saw you, you looked like a 2022 55 years old. Now you look like a 1978 55 years
Oh,
old.
dude, the aging. I'm thinking about 10
This-
years, 8
this
years.
Obi-Wan-
Baru and Owen.
Yeah, this Obi-Wan is
Baru
8
and Owen
years
look
away.
fucking so old now.
And like
Obi-Wan
Jack
is
has always tried to justify it to
incredibly
me as like, well, living in Tatooine is hard. I'm like, sure. What about the last 10 years? Obi-Wan like got a couple wrinkles.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm reading from the book from a certain point of view and telling you the answer is Tatooine 2 sons
Oh, yeah.
is twice the aging.
Well, he does move
Then why
at
is
the end of
Anakin
this.
so fucking
So
old
maybe
in
he
this
moved
as
somewhere with more
40-year-old
sun.
Or
He moves out of his cave to another place. Maybe it's a different cave that has more sunlight.
Old Anakin, I can't explain, by the way. I got nothing, man. He's on Coruscant. He should be fine. You know what? Coruscant is New York, right? It's way too expensive.
It's all that pollution, too.
It's all that pollution,
You got
smog.
space cabs. You got to catch
Space cabs,
Because he doesn't have to worry about rent. He's living rent-free in that conservatory.
I guess. He's shacking up with Padme.
But now our stories
dog.
converge because Obi-Wan arrives on Tatooine because he's leaving the planet and he feels Luke in danger.
Yes.
So he arrives on Tatooine. Owen and Beru are what I guess you would call looking for Luke.
But
I can't see him.
They're standing in the middle of the
I
desert
can't see him out
screaming
here.
Luke.
yeah, you're a parent. You just stop. You know what it made me think of is
Yeah, I
Billy.
would just stand on the sand dunes.
It made
or,
me
like,
think of
my
Billy Ma-
roof and look.
I took my kid
Yep.
to the beach, couldn't find her, so I just stood there and yelled her name.
It made me think of Billy Madison. The part of the story I didn't like was when Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru didn't go, just stand there and didn't find their dog. They just sat there like goons. You got a responsibility. You get off your ass and you find that fucking Luke.
You find that fucking young Jedi.
As they're getting ready to go and look around, Reva comes up carrying Luke. It looks like he's dead.
I can be your hero, baby.
That would have been a great music cue right now.
Or, and I.
But we figure he's not dead as an audience.
As an audience, we hope he's not dead.
Surprisingly, he is not dead. He makes some noises and rolls around. And so Owen and Beru take him away. Reva and Obi talk to each other, and she's crying about how she failed them,
She's
which
bawling
she's
like a
referring
baby.
to her other
The
younglings.
Padawans. Because
Yeah.
her whole life right now has been to her fellow Padawans to avenge them by killing Vader. That's all she ever wanted.
And I guess at this point she was like, well, I can't kill Vader, so I'll kill his kid.
Yep,
So
because she figured it out.
yeah, so she's like, okay, well, I failed them because I didn't kill him, whatever. And Obi's like, no, you didn't fail them. You brought them peace. You did the right thing. Now you can make your own choices because now you're free. We're both free, except I still have to live on this planet watching this kid for the rest of his life. Rest of my life, I guess.
Turn into Alec Guinness.
She should have just taken George Lucas from the fourth wall and just killed him. I just got to end this right here before A New Hope happens, guys.
I'm killing George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan. I don't know if he wrote that one, but it's probably his fault.
He didn't do New Hope.
No, he did, but he did Empire and stuff, and then so I don't know if he had anything to do with writing about younglings getting murdered.
I hope so.
So that's her revenge, is to kill Lawrence Kasdan and George Lucas. We go to Mustafar. Vader's having a conversation with the
Mustafa
Emperor.
is actually the name of that planet.
Yeah, the preferred pronunciation is Mustafa.
The nomenclature is Mustafa, son.
Mustafa.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's like, we'll destroy everything on our path until we find him. The Emperor is questioning him, but that's just the Emperor's way of kind of pushing him. That's what he's been doing this whole time since episode 1.
Yeah.
Is like, are you sure, pussy?
Uh-huh.
So.
Sounds like you're not over him.
And he says, Obi-Wan means nothing to me. I serve only you. And it's the first time we hear the Imperial March in this series. So this is kind of like his full conversion to Darth Vader.
He's now the Imperial lapdog of Sidious.
And this shot, I mean, the set's probably mostly CG, but this shot is so cool. The camera just backing away.
This might be on the volume.
It might be. I don't know if they used the volume for this. They had to have.
Why wouldn't they?
I know they shot. I mentioned in the first one that they did go to Tunisia to do Tatooine.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shot of them like pulling back the camera and he's sitting alone on this throne with the big kind of things coming out of the side there, and it's just the Imperial March playing. It's fucking cool.
Imagery is great.
And so then we get ending number 2.
I mean, no, the ending number 1 was after the duel. You could have ended it there.
Well, no, not really. You've got to wrap up. It's the end of the series. You've got to wrap up. That's not the end.
They're like,
That's
we
an
might
end of an
not get a
episode.
second season. We won't.
We are not.
Well, the lady who, Deborah Chow, and some of the people who were involved in making this said, like, we pretty much told the story. We don't really need to do another season.
Right.
Although they could, like we said at the beginning of this whole endeavor of this part of the show, do something that doesn't involve Luke and Leia.
Yep.
Have him out there with adventures,
The
helping
path.
someone else.
It's
Yeah.
Especially-
maybe Obi-Wan also, but the path is
The path
is
would be a
cool-
great story to tell.
Yeah, but I mean, just
But if-
as Obi-Wan season 2, you could do him going and helping the path.
Yeah.
He's watching Luke, sure, but like now nobody knows that Luke is here. Reva does, but she's a good guy.
Do you
now,
remember the Wookiee
so-
from the Boba Fett series? The
Yeah,
big
the-
black
yeah.
chrysanthemum?
Chrysanthemum? Is
Yeah,
that it?
Black Chrysanthemum is his name. You know the scar over his eye? In comic books, that's from Obi-Wan because he was trying to capture Luke.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there's adventures to be told if you really want.
Yeah.
But Deborah Chow told what she wanted. That's fine.
But then we go to Alderaan. It's the same scene from the beginning with Leia getting dressed up, except
now
for
she's
it's actually Leia.
She's dressing herself, though.
Yeah,
instead
well,
of
and
servants.
it's actually Leia.
Yes.
Not some other kid.
Not Gamora.
I did really hate that she picks up her little comb and starts acting like she's combing her hair when
With
it's already up
these
in
really
perfectly.
nice
She's
tight
like, yeah.
braids. Let me
I'm
just
gonna
give a little touch up. And
let me
you're
do-
ruining
let
It
me-
could have been C-3PO coming in and says, your hairs need enough. You know,
Let me
like
frizz up
something.
the sides a little
Oh,
bit.
it's neat enough.
Frizzy, frizzy, frizzy.
Anthony Daniels.
Mom comes in and she sees, because Leia puts on the holster, gloves, boots. She's got her like official garb, and then she's got her like adventure garb mixed
Yeah.
together. And Mom's like, "Is that a gun holster?" That's great because
I-
Alderaan's Texas.
Do
I
you think
love
Tala's
it.
blaster ever becomes her blaster? Because that's
Well,
how
I
he-
think Tala's blaster got obliterated in
Yes.
that explosion.
And the blaster that we see Princess Leia use is that long, thin-barreled
Okay.
silver one.
Okay.
Very
Well,
distinct noise. I should know the name of it. And I
Obi-Wan
don't.
was supposed to be saving this, is what I figured when he was like, "You're 10, Leia."
Yeah.
I thought he's like, "I have it in my back pocket.
I'm gonna save
I've
it.
got it on my motorcycle, and I'll give it to you when you're old
Look,
enough."
I'm saving
bitch."
it just like
Once
I
you can
just-
reach it.
I'm saving this blaster for you, this lightsaber for Luke. I got weapons for kids.
I'm burying my own stuff, just so you know.
I actually have your dad's arm if you had triplets. Like I just
I've got Skywalker hands and Skywalker arms aplenty.
I lost
I'm
my
an
left.
old-
I lost my left hand. Oh, if it was your right hand, I can give you your dad's.
But so it's Obi and Lola that are coming to the planet. Obi shows up.
La la
he gets
la
off
la
the he gets off the
Lola.
ship, and she sees Obi and Lola, and she's like, "Lola!" and runs right past him to the robot. And he's like, "Yeah, no, fuck me, right?"
Cool. Yeah, I just saved the galaxy
Yeah,
again.
cool. This fucking little bug-looking fucking ladybug.
Oh, did you notice it on the intro this time?
Yes, yeah.
Because now it's like little flaps are up and it looks like a Minnie Mouse thing.
I saw when I noticed it this time, and I
It's
was
very
like,
ladybuggy,
I was like, "Are
but
those supposed to be
Minnie
Mickey
Mouse.
Mouse ears?"
yeah.
Yeah.
they
Then
sure
I
are.
didn't say
Okay.
anything because I was waiting to watch it. I was like, "What does Lola look like?" I don't remember.
Yeah.
That last episode recorded like 2 weeks ago.
Like a goldfish over here.
What? But he's like, I worry about her future, and I'm like, well, Bail Organa says I worry about her future, and I'm like, maybe you should be worrying about your own future, dude.
Yeah. She'll be off planet.
Yeah.
Also, I looked it up and it's not the same actress that was in the
Oh, for
prequels.
the mom.
Yeah, for the mom. But there's no world like the entire planet has to know she's adopted, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no way this pale chick came from these two fucking people of color.
Looking
but
for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. She's a 10-year-old playing a 5-year-old, or a 5-year-old playing a 10-year-old. That little.
No way of
woman.
knowing.
So Obi-Wan is like, well, what do you think I should do now, Leia? And she's like, I don't know, sleep. You look tired.
You look at my grandpa,
Grandpa, Dad.
dadpa.
But he does tell her, like, I did know your parents. I'm sorry I lied to you. And he gives her like the nice parts of both of them.
Yeah, your mom.
Your mom is wise, discerning, and kind-hearted, and you're passionate, fearless, and forthright, which you get from your father. But they're no longer with us,
Yeah.
so he's accepted that Anakin's dead.
Do you want? I wish I could tell you more. I don't need to know anymore because she looks at her adoptive parents. And
Yeah.
they're lovely.
And
Organas.
I got adopted. I got adopted by a king and queen, right? I'm doing okay.
Everyone
they
calls
never
me
call
princess.
him king.
I'm all
They
right.
call her princess, but they call him senator.
I know that's what. Well, it's more important for him to be a galactic senator than some stupid planetary president.
Yeah, if I ever meet the kid of a senator, I'm just going to call them prince or princess and see how they react. She's asking if she'll see him again. This is what we talked about. He's like, maybe, but we can't let anyone know because it would endanger us both. Which, again, ties to what I was saying about the message thing. Is that's why she's like, look, I know you served with my father in the Clone Wars, whatever. In case the message was intercepted, it's not like, remember that time you rescued me from Darth Vader?
He's back. So Vader's back, and then it's over, right? No.
Yep, it's over. Nope, another ending. Obi-Wan is packing up his cave to move to another cave.
And we get the cameo of cameos. Liam's Neeson's.
Liam's Neeson's.
Yeah. Well, first he goes and meets
That's
Luke.
my shit.
Oh, that's right.
He gives him the
ending 4.6.
Yeah, he gives him the speeder toy. He gets to meet Luke. That's nice. The only protection he needs is you.
It's Skyhopper.
He tells Owen the only protection he needs is you and Baru.
Yeah. Also, I saw that you weren't able to set a successful ambush against a wounded Inquisitor.
I'm old Ben Cratchit. I'll be in this
You
cave,
couldn't stop a wounded half Jedi, so I'm not. I'm gonna stay here in case a real person shows up.
In case a Wookiee named Black Chrysanthemum comes around, you stand no chance.
But yeah, then he does finally see Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost. And Qui-Gon's like
Liam's fucking Neeson.
Qui-Gon's like, dude, took you long enough.
He was tooken.
I've been waiting for you. I've been here the whole time, dude. I've been waiting for 10 years for you to see me.
Yep.
Get back in touch with the Force, you fuck.
So you can then go back for another 10 or 8 years and just go into a hole and do nothing.
So there's always those people that like, well, how come like Qui-Gon didn't appear to Luke? Because that person has to be ready to see them. You have to know how. You can't just...
He doesn't know Qui-Gon.
Yeah, and a Force Ghost can't just be like, hey, excuse me, partner. Hey.
You know the guy you know? I know him too.
Yeah. Hey, you know that Anakin guy? I trained him a little bit there. That's your dad.
Is this familiar? Just tap once if you understand me and you can see me.
By the way, put your lightsaber where I can see you stroking it.
I do love that Qui-Gon Jinn though is like, we've got a long way to go, and starts walking and disappears. He's like, I'm zooping.
I ain't fucking taking all these steps. You
can ride off in the sunset
like,
on your fucking space camel.
Take your desert space camel and fucking hobble along.
Have fun on that flatulence-filled Eopie.
And that's
an Eopie. Oh,
yeah. That's the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, not the man.
Oh no.
So now that we're finished, we do the lightsaber scale.
Yeah, out of 3?
Out of 5.
Do 5.
Yeah.
5.
And we also include, for your benefit, I think we told you before, we include Yoda sabers for halves. Now we include
what's the name?
Shoto's Khmer sabers for quarters.
For a quarter, okay.
So yeah, you have Shoto's a quarter.
All right.
Yoda's a half.
I'm going to call it a Khmer saber, but
that's fine. That's fine.
So, you know what?
Guess first?
Our guest could go first.
All right, I'll get to go 4.25. I don't know what that
4
is.
and a Shoto.
4 and a Khmer.
4 and a Khmer, 4 and a Shota.
I'm going to go with Khmer because now he doesn't get to come back.
Oh, okay. All
so
right.
I'm saying his name
4
as much as
and a Khmer.
possible.
I have a affinity for Ewan, and not from originally Star Wars, not the first 3 episodes of 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars. He was on a documentary that I watched of him riding his fucking motorcycle all the way halfway across the world, and that's when I started loving this motherfucker. I was like, Ewan McGregor's my boy, halfway around the world. He's my shit. Obi-Wan's the best. No, this is good.
Hey, Obi-Wan is still the best Jedi.
Yeah,
nobody's been better.
He's the best Jedi. I'll give it a 4.25.
All right. Yeah, I'm going between like 3 and a Yoda and a Khmer, but I'm just gonna give it straight 4 because I don't care for the Leia plotline. I don't care for half of the Reva plotline. I do care a lot about Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan Kenobi as often as possible for me. Just for me, nobody else. And Hayden Christensen coming back for a little fucking redemption and being a good actor, being a solid actor at least, great. And just, fun lightsabering from top to bottom. And as my usual things, I love Star Wars noises. So, yeah, I'm in.
They're all over this.
Yep. So I give it 4 solids.
I'm going to go 3 and a Yoda.
Uh-huh.
So 3.5. Just because there was some spotty writing, there was some whatever, there was some stuff I wasn't a big fan of. It's still better than any of the prequel stuff.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's got, like you said, all the stuff you said, basically. We got Obi-Wan. We got Ewan as Obi-Wan. We've got good Hayden Christensen as Vader. We've got Vader being fucking brutally evil, which is great.
Snapping necks
Powerful
of
too.
Dude, he snaps that kid's neck in the street. And he pulls that transport out of this guy. You know what? Nah, I'm sticking with it. 3.5. He pulled that transport out of this guy, which is the closest we're getting to Force Unleashed. So that's why I almost changed it. But I'm sticking with
really
3.5.
good Star Warsing.
Yeah. I had a good time.
There is weak writing. You're not wrong on your criticism of it.
But, you're taking something. You said the guy wrote 3 movies. I have a feeling this was one of the movies.
Yes.
That they then expanded into a 5-hour-ish series. So you're taking a movie and making it longer, which is not necessary. Like if you're gonna make a series, make it series worthy. Like give me series content. And that's part of the problem with these, like we've talked about with the Acolyte and stuff. It's like they shoot a movie and they cut it into pieces so that you can watch it as a series. They shoot a 5-hour movie, and instead of having to trim it down to make it 2.5 hours, which is apparently the acceptable length of movies now, they go, yeah, it's fine. We'll just cut it up.
Yep.
You know,
But
I loved it. I think it's really good. It's way better than any other.
But it's not beyond criticism.
No, and I mean the lightsaber stuff in this is cool. It's a little bit more muted, but that's because for most of it, Obi-Wan is not Obi-Wan.
Depressed.
Yeah, he's like Obi half.
He's Obi unfun.
Yeah, he's Obi 50 Cent. Vader has to stab him 9 times in the face, and then he gets full power.
Something that I can say that's strong about not just keeping a movie is that we have, instead of 3 hours that's strained, we get 5 hours that's paced.
There's a lot of times I'll watch a movie and be like, this should have been a series.
Yeah.
It's just that this feels like a movie they stretched into a series.
Yeah.
If they would have taken the stories from the 3 movies this guy wanted to do and turned it into like a full season of something, like a longer, like an Andor type of 16 or 22 or something.
Even 10.
Or even if we got multiple seasons that were 10 or something, it's just, this feels like a shorter movie that's been stretched. This feels like a 100-minute movie that's been turned into a 5-hour show. And because, I mean, there's a lot of little stuff that would have gotten lost if it was a movie that we saw, but they're not important stuff.
Yeah, you could have done it like a Solo, and we would have caught
exactly,
the
and like
important things.
And then, but like again, at the same time, if they made a movie, I probably would have been saying, well, it could have been better if it was a show. But they didn't do the more that they needed, I think, for me,
to make it a full series and justify 5 hours, 4 hours.
For me, it just
I'm a
felt
size
like it
queen,
wasn't stretched
and
out.
give me 5 hours versus 2 hours. So
when it comes to Star Wars, I'm a size queen.
Yeah,
and like I said, I get it. I just feel like this didn't fill the space that they were trying to do.
The plot line could have been done in 2 hours.
Yeah,
at least,
exactly.
Maybe 2.5.
So because
Derrick's always gonna say less children, please.
Well, and the thing is, this is all about
get the younglings out of here. Just kill them. Order 66. Kill them all, please. Kill them all.
Order 66 is kill the younglings, right?
Reva? Yeah, Reva later.
Order 67. Move on and kill non-force sensitive younglings.
Whoa, we didn't sign up for this. Do it.
The sequel to that is Children of Men, where nobody can have children.
Perfect. We don't deserve to be here.
Like, yeah, the Leia, the whole thing is supposed to be him trying to save Leia, and that becomes quickly not the story.
Yeah.
And
I had more fun with the Path. I had more fun with the Inquisitors.
And the stuff with Reva becomes quickly unimportant. Obi and Vader and the Path are kind of the important parts of this, and we don't really even get introduced to all that until the fourth episode.
So yeah,
but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. I still own it on 4K.
Of course you do.
It didn't disappear when I watched it, so I'll watch it again. But so that's the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, not the man. In 2 weeks, tune back in. We will have our coverage of the first 2 episodes of Andor.
Oh boy,
which is going to be exciting. I remember really loving it. I only watched it the once.
Loved it.
And I mean, I
think
it's pretty highly regarded as the best of the series.
Depends who you ask.
Nice.
I mean, Mando 1 and 2 are up there too, but I think I think Andor is pretty much by most people considered like just a better show overall.
Yeah.
Mando is more fun.
Well, and
but Andor is
so
a better constructed
that's
show.
the thing the only thing Andor really has going against it, and it's not everybody. It's a very small sect of Star Wars fans. It's like there's no lightsabers. There's no. It's very lo-fi. It's very.
I'm fine.
But that's
with
what
that.
I like about it. It's slow burn. It's cloak and dagger. It's
Rogue
espionage.
One has lightsabers once they introduce what's the actor? The blind guy that's playing
Danny Wynn.
Danny Wynn, yeah.
Danny Wynn.
I'm the Force and the Force is with me.
Is he? Oh, I know his fucking name.
Can't think of his name, but I mean, he's not even like a key.
He doesn't
character.
have a lightsaber.
He doesn't.
No, God no.
What's he spinning around when he's doing his
staff
chanting?
that turns into a very powerful gun.
And you know what?
Oh,
And
okay.
I like action, and I like
I've only seen that
lightsabers,
once,
and I
too.
like blasters, and all of that.
It can be both.
But there were comments even on this series that we're talking about right now. They were like, "Not until 5 or 6 do we get actual lightsaber battles," and I'm like, well, that's great, and I love the action pack of that. That is great, but you don't necessarily need that. So I haven't seen Andor. I look forward to just a more expanded universe to where other things are going on, where you're getting backstory, you're getting retcon, you're getting fill-ins without having to have it.
I want all these people who are bitching about not enough lightsaber to go back and watch those first 3 movies with a stopwatch.
Exactly.
And just hit start every time a lightsaber appears and stop every time it disappears. We've got 3 movies that equal just over 6 hours. I'm going to say you end up with less than 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Of
probably.
actual lightsaber battles. And even blasters, another 5 minutes.
Is the moral of the story.
But it almost seems like the little bit I saw like online talk was just like, well, but where was the action? And where was the
there are lightsabers in Andor. Stellan Skarsgård's ship has lightsabers on it.
But are they ignited?
No, like his ship has fucking. I actually don't like it, but his ship has little lightsabers on the side, and he has a little spin and destroys TIE fighters.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, well,
I do remember Stellan Skarsgård.
Get ready,
Who doesn't?
Lucian.
Yes,
that's
the dealer guy who's secretly working for the.
Oh, dude,
rebels.
It's gonna take me like an hour and a half to get past just pausing his little shop and going through all the little fucking things he's got.
We'll have a special episode that's just Jack recapping all the things in Stellan Skarsgård's
Welcome
shop.
back to Stellan Skateboard's pawn shop.
Stellan Skateboard.
He's actually got a Tony Hawk board from 1984 in there. I don't know where he got it. But...
Other podcasts, how did this get made?
Oh. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back with the first 2 episodes of Andor. Don't forget to tune in for that. Please remember to rate, review, like, subscribe, all those things. Tell your friends about the show. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can send us an email at hantook.shotsfirst@gmail.com.
Hey, but you know what? Most importantly, enjoy what Star Wars you can.
Yes, enjoy Star Wars. Quit being a bitch. I've been Derrick.
I'm Jack.
I'm Bleep Rhyme.
Goodbye there.
Goodbye there. Oh, wait. Ending number 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Let me get into character. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Jack's broken. Hello there. Hello there. Goodbye there. Sit there. There.